it's just a game of ruthless comparison right now.
Right.
That's kind of the nature of my answer.
Bigspin Podcast, Fingerboard Podcast. I am Chris. You are you. We're on the internet. Well, technically, we are in my garage. This is Jason Maki, a.k.a. CreteDoctor, pumping out some of the most realistic, high-quality concrete obstacles in the fingerboard scene here in my garage. Stoked we made this happen. How are you, Jason?
Man, the soul is full. I'm here. Here I am.
There you go, man. With our mini pod, I remember saying like, it was just so positive. And here you are, 10 seconds in.
I know. Look at that.
I'm live, laugh, love, bro. I'm going to title the podcast at Live, Laugh, Love.
Live, laugh, love. Yes.
Dance like no one is watching.
Yes. Julia Roberts stuff. I love it. Yeah.
Dude, speaking of Julia Roberts, have you seen My Best Friend's Wedding?
Yes, but a long time ago.
Oh, man.
I can't really remember the movie, but I remember where I was when I saw the movie.
She was great in that movie. What about Mystic Pizza?
Yes. Is that the Paul Thomas Anderson?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right. We're getting off track, and we're 2 minutes in. We're getting off track.
Okay.
Listen.
Sorry.
Obviously, I'm stoked that you're here. We've been talking about doing the damn CreteDoctor pod since before the mini pod.
Yes.
To be fair.
Also, really quick, I'm sorry. Licorice Pizza is the Paul Thomas Anderson, I think. Sorry. Continue.
No. It's okay. And by the way, licorice pizza sounds gross.
Yeah.
Sounds really gross.
Yep.
But listen. Yeah. Mystic Pizza, Julia Roberts. Okay. Check it out. Yeah, we've been trying to get this pod in forever.
Yeah.
And here we are a year. I would argue like a year and a half after we originally talked about it.
Yeah, I feel like it's always kind of been in the works, but life happens. We both, have our own things, and it's all about just making sure those paths intersect, and
hell yeah,
they finally have.
Live, laugh, love, man.
Woohoo.
There you go.
Yeah.
Listen, obviously I'm stoked that we're here. And it's worth noting that it's past midnight. So
yes.
We actually were supposed to pod Sunday, and here we are podding Monday.
I know. And I think last time the mini pod, I think we started at like even later than that. Yeah.
2 in the morning.
We're ahead of schedule. It's all good.
Let me ask. So obviously we'll get into, where you're from and stuff like that. But
yeah,
obviously now you're in Southern California. What's going on? What are you in my neck of the woods for?
Yeah. A few reasons. I had a work conference actually at Long Beach, and
nice.
I just took a few extra days and, went down to San Diego and then just kind of hit all the homies all the way back up here. And then
gonna
stay with Scott the next few days and then fly out and head on home.
Are we building any stuff for because every time you come out, I'm like, bro, every time you come out, I start seeing the clips of like a new park.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, do we have anything cooking up?
Yeah. So it's not actually nothing new this time. I don't have enough time to do anything crazy, but that half bowl I made last time, where it was like the big the wall and the and the little channel gap. Yeah. I am going to fill in the back tomorrow. With mud or something, or I just have to finish it up.
Tidy it up, button it up.
Exactly. It's good enough to sesh, right? Clips have been made, edits have been made, but
love it.
It's just like you gotta lacquer the board after you know what I mean? To put it into a deck maker's perspective. Right.
Something we can all understand.
There you go.
I love that. Immediate next question. Are you going to be back out here for Shredder Mania?
What day is it?
Last Saturday of July. Shameless plug right at the beginning of the pod.
I'm going to be in Boston the second to last weekend in July. So you know what?
Maybe.
Schedule's open.
Hey, man, there you go. I'm glad you said that because I thought you were going to say you're going to be in Boston. Then we just would have ended the pod.
Yeah, and then just
on like a super salty note. Never mind.
Yeah, the outro just plays.
There you go. Right? Just run the outro.
Yeah.
Let's do this. I want to talk about CreteDoctor. I want to talk about all the deck brands you've had over the years, all the names and stuff like that. What the fuck is Groove Fingerboards?
Yeah, crazy stuff.
Pause on that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, but first, I want people to get to know Jason. I want to get little Jason, right? When we did the mini pod, you'd be surprised how many people hit me up and were like, this isn't enough. We need the full pod.
That's good news.
You see, and listen, by the way, all the questions from the internet, so many of them were just like, not a question, just say I love you. And someone was like, how is he the nicest fucking guy in the world?
Oh, cool.
You know what I mean? So there you go. Your reputation, the fingerboard community is spot on.
I love it.
There you go. Dance.
Well, that's very nice.
Like
Thank you, everybody. Watching. Thank you for the love.
There it is. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about day one. Let's talk about conception, night of conception with Jason. Fuck, that's okay. Weird. Never mind. Let's talk about day one. Baby Jason, here we go. Where are you from? What was it like growing up there?
Oh, yeah. So I'm from a small town north of Seattle called Marysville, Washington. Dope. And it is, it's real nice. 20 minutes in either direction. You have crazy, farmland, mountains, oceans. Yeah. It's incredible, man. Washington is beautiful. I mean, people go there in the summer and they're blown away. It's the California sun, but there's all the green, lots of rain in the winter.
Yeah,
you know, but there's a really good scene out there. And, you know, from a very early age, I was like totally hooked on skating. Had a really good time skating. It was incredible. And
hell yeah.
Yeah, I got some pretty funny childhood stories about growing up and fingerboarding and skating, but yeah, I don't want to trample over any questions that are coming along.
No, I appreciate that. Respect for the pod build. I like that.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, listen, I want to talk more about like action sports because I feel like that usually leads into fingerboarding. Mm-hmm. And for you, I feel like it's easy to tell. I mean, if you, I didn't realize, and I say this respectfully, I didn't realize like you were like a really good skateboarder.
Yeah.
Like I know you have a skateboarding background because we've chit chatted and stuff, but I was doom scrolling on your page, just kind of getting ready for the pod. And I was like, holy shit, like homie's like really with the shits.
So first off, I mean, really good skater. Yeah. I can get around on a board. Like, you know what I mean?
You're being humble.
I'm trying. I don't want to
live, laugh, love.
You know what? Yeah. Live, laugh, love. Right. So here's some crazy lore. I don't know if you know the skater Griffin Gass. He rides for Girl. He had the Black River logo or the Black River Berlinwood or something with the black with the fingers cut off.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Griffin Gass. I mean, rides. I think it's Lakai. He's insane. But we were on the same wax team when we were in 5th grade.
See, come on, man. Talking about being like, I get around. You're on a fucking wax team.
Yeah, crazy.
You know what I mean? Hey, man, wax is wax, bro.
Yeah, dude, cracking birds back in the day, just having a good time, and yeah, it was awesome. But like, you know, the thing is with skating, you know, my best friend. I mean, it's my best friend Darian. Hi, Darian.
Right. We're watching this. What's up, Darian?
Yeah. Hello, Darian. He's going to get on my case if I don't shout him out.
There you go.
We actually grew up skating together and fingerboarding together. And it was just, I mean, we were just best friends. Every day it was skating, and it wasn't just skating. We literally cleaned out the entire garage, and we created a miniature skate park in our garage, and we would charge neighborhood kids hourly rates to skate at the garage. And we had like little mini fingerboard obstacles on the desk. We had a fake, like old giant Macintosh computer.
Yeah.
Like welcome in. Like we had fake waivers that we made with like Crayola markers and shit.
Damn, bro. Not the Crayola
Dude,
markers.
we were having a good time. We were making t-shirts, throwing up like events for the neighborhood. Like little product tosses. We're in 5th grade.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
So you're early with it.
Yeah. Like I always, there's like a picture of me like 4 years old. I'm on a log. I took a log and put 2 other logs underneath.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
yeah.
Like,
there you go, man.
I don't know where it came from, but I was a skater very early on. I still skate. I skated yesterday. I skated Channel Street. Yeah.
There you go. Let's talk about skateboarding. When did you, what's your first memory of like when you started skateboarding?
A significant one for sure is my dad came home with a new Macintosh computer that he got on Craigslist. Cause this was, all right, Unk.
I was about to say, your Unk status right now, talking about Craigslist.
Yeah, here we go. So my dad came home with a new, or not new, but like a used Macintosh computer.
Right.
And it had Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 on it.
Ooh, okay.
And dude, I clicked on that intro video.
Yeah.
And that, you know, that TNT started playing. Yeah. And like, it was one of those things where like you watch something and it just makes sense. Yeah. Right. There's a movie called The Fabelmans. It's about Steven Spielberg and like how he got into movie making.
Right.
And when he was a young child, you know, he like snuck downstairs into the basement and he saw like his father's like miniature train set or something. But like, he was like, oh, I want to film it. And so he like filmed it and then the train like crashed and stuff. And that was like the moment everything made sense to him.
Yeah.
Like movie making and the scene and how it built made sense. Right. He didn't need any intro to it. And that's how I felt watching that intro video.
Hell yeah.
Watching Bucky Lassick blunt slide the channel rail with that board graphic that complemented the ramp made sense.
Just clicked.
Watching Chad Muska tail slide like that Santa Monica handrail with like the every component of it made sense. It wasn't just like, oh, cool flip. I was like, there's art to this. Like they were landing on the beat. There was so much depth to what was happening, and there were so many layers to it. It made sense, and I was just in. I was taking scissors and cutting up my flannels to be like Jamie Thomas.
Yeah, and the cut flannel era was crazy.
I had the bug, dude.
Bit you hard.
Yeah.
You know what's funny when you mention like the whole like, you know, landing and popping the tricks like on the beat of the music?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised that is still that could little tidbit of you know, you even in fingerboarding, you do that today and it's like it could take like a relatively basic clip up like 10 notches, bro. It's a side note, one of my most viral shorts on YouTube has crazy like millions of views. And it's relatively simple tricks, but it's because every time I landed a trick, it's on the beat. And
so
till this day,
I
get people that comment on that video and they're like, bro, this just feels good to watch this damn video.
There's something about it. And that is like there's like a lost art. And it's not I guess it's not a lost art, but it's like an underappreciated art.
Yeah.
Of like, dude, like so much of even like fully flared and everything, all like Mike Mo's part and fully flared.
Yeah.
I can literally listen to No Cars Go by Arcade Fire and I can imagine every single trick he lands during that fucking song.
I was just about to say, there's those songs that you listen to and you're like, and you can just see it. You know what I mean? You can just see it.
Yeah. Like it's so growing up. And that's the cool thing about, you know, my buddy Darian. He thought the exact same way as me. And, you know, growing up, I realized that like there's so many people who didn't watch skating that way or they don't. And I'm just like super thankful. I grew up with a best friend of where like we literally were just so tuned in and locked in and had that same energy all the way up. I still call him today and we just talk about shit like this, you know?
It's the best. I think that there's, because a lot of my friends that I grew up skating with were not necessarily close with now.
Yeah.
But there are times, at least multiple times a month, where I'm talking to my kids and some sort of like skateboard story comes up. You know what I mean? My son, we were walking by Savers and they had like a water, kind of like where you take your bottles and fill up your own water.
Mm-hmm.
And he was asking like what that was, you know? And I was like, oh yeah, you know, people like, you know, bring their water jugs or whatever. And I said, you know, it's funny because I used to, in like elementary going into middle school or middle school going to high school, we would all make sure that we all had 2 quarters on us. So, because none of us wanted to carry a backpack or water. So we would all be skating, and when we get hot, we'd go to one of those and just pop our heads under, and we'd all like, you know what I mean? And so like it's crazy because those are the skateboard memories that like just fucking transcend time.
Yeah.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
We're like fucking locked in. We're like right there, bro. I feel like I was there with you and Darian, bro.
There you go.
The fucking fake waiver in your garage.
Dude, Darian, I know you're stoked right now. I know you're stoked.
Dude, man.
This is sick.
Hell yeah, dude. Talk to me a little bit about your parents at the time, right? Because I feel like an underutilized, like, not even underappreciated thing is like having supportive parents.
Yes.
And I feel like, not to jump too far ahead, but looking at the incredible, like, I would even call it art that you put out when it comes to like making your obstacles and stuff. I feel like that comes a little bit from your parents. Because if I'm not mistaken,
absolutely,
I feel like your mom, and in your words, was a world renowned.
Yes.
Like some sort of like editor.
Airbrush artist.
Dad was making miniatures all around you. So I feel like, talk to me a little bit about your parents. Supportive at this time.
So first off, I want to say that like, I'm very, very thankful that like I feel like we either have or we find our support systems in life.
Yeah.
I'm very blessed to know that I had them from the get-go with my parents. First off, like my dad's a fly fisherman from Montana. My mom's like Seattle Art Institute, never touched a skateboard. Like, you know, very like skating wasn't in the blood until it's a jump. Like, wait, what is my son into? But like, they were so down. Yeah. They were driving me to Seattle to go skate. 100%. They saw the joy it brought me and they were like, here we go. Even now, you know, they called me today and they were like, what was it like? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At like, even at like my last event, my dad's going around to people and he's just like stoked. Yeah. He's like, you know, this is amazing. This is just like, so it is really cool to know that they were supportive, with respect to their art, yes, my mom is an incredible, I mean, like literally, like I said, world-renowned airbrush artist. So what she did is she did Photoshop before Photoshop. She would be given like black and white grad photos, and they would be like, we need you to make these color. And she would like, with an airbrush, meticulously like color in everything, and it would make a black and white photo into a colored photo. And you wouldn't even like, or hey, here's a grad photo, like coloring in, or like taking like, hey, like here's a photo of our wedding, and I'm accidentally blinking, and she could like color in the eyes, like
way,
great,
dude.
and she would do it by hand. And even like, I was like, I still remember, I was like 3 years old, and I would be under her like airbrush desk, and I had like my little toys, my little miniatures under there, like, and she has an incredible capability of like such steady hand, like a steady hand on with the airbrush. Yeah, I texted Yana, and I even was talking with Harry. I'm like, when my mom showed me like the airbrush rig, an entire new appreciation for her, and I was like, and an appreciation for you both, like with Dr. M and Catfish, because like I can't deal with all of these meticulous steps of cleaning the airbrush and the neat. It's just like, oh my gosh, there's so much to it.
There's not many companies that are doing it like Catfish or Dr. M.
It's so rigorous. It's so meticulous. And even like with respect to my mom, just being able to do it. And then, my dad is such a good painter, and he's so creative. And he's also really good at like looking at the world and just finding appreciation in things that people just kind of skim across.
Yeah.
And he was the one who really taught me to like, just like find beauty in just all of these things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he's so good at painting. He's so good at expressing what really like gets that like that engine going. And he's so supportive with it all. With respect to the miniatures, also really, I'm trying to like think of what you asked me about. The miniatures. For his sister's like 5th or 6th birthday, I don't know.
Yeah.
He built a bunch of miniature like furniture for their dolls.
Yeah.
Like, and he's meticulously like carved wood, and he made like a little mini clock tower with like a little glass pane and a little wood dowel clock that went back, and like little hands. It's crazy stuff. So I guess like.
Yeah,
I was just it's in the genes,
right place, right time. And listen, I asked because so in preparation for this pod, I went back and I was listening to our mini pod, and I remember you brought that up, and I thought to myself, like, after doing a deep dive now on your stuff and getting more familiar with your stuff, it's like you can totally see that like you grew up with that appreciation of like the way things look, you know, the aspect of like not just how it functions. And I think you've talked about that before, you know, and not to jump too far ahead, but like. When you design obstacles, it's not just about the functionality. Like it's about like the realism. It's about like the way it looks, about the way it's presented. So no, I really wanted to ask about the parents, because I feel like knowing about your mom, knowing about your pops, I feel like it's totally like, you know what I mean?
When if you ever come to the event, if you ever come to Curbside or Cold Side, come say what's up. They'll be so, they will talk to you forever.
There you go. Papa Crete.
Yeah. Literally like they go, oh my God. They went up to Gabe Scott, and they're like, you know, your camera work is just incredible, and your fingerboarding is it's so nifty, it's so neat, and it's just like,
I love nifty.
You know what I mean?
When you were talking about your dad, I feel like I feel like it's totally valid to hear like that he used the word nifty.
Yeah, he's like stoked, but he like doesn't know the skater lingo.
Yeah.
So it's like glazing, but he doesn't.
It's
just so wholesome. I love it.
I'm gonna start saying that. Bro.
Love them.
So far, this podcast is fucking nifty. Let me ask you. Talk to me about your first skateboard. What if you recall the brands, or what was the story on the first skateboard?
Yeah, first ever skateboard was a Rocket Power board.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I got run over by a car in my
double ooh.
Yeah, and so, you know, I was like, I cried.
Yeah.
You know,
as one should.
As a kiddo, and but then my dad's like, so this was 2005. My dad's like, well, maybe we'll get you a real skateboard. Once again, sorry, my dad doesn't know about the local scene. Right. But he knew the VP of Zoomies at the time, the entire company.
There you go.
Our kids went, like, I knew his son at preschool.
Yeah.
And so, he was like, well, let's go to Zoomies. And so, I got that first ever board. It was the Zero board, you know, the red blood writing. The Bam Margera purple back grip tape on the top.
Damn,
Phantom 2 trucks. And I still remember.
Christmas complete.
Oh, dude, I remember setting it up, and I remember rolling on the floor. And it was just, it was
that first
glass. And I literally was so overwhelmed by it. I remember I actually bumped into the display case.
Right.
Because I didn't even know how to stop at the time. And I was so just like, this is insane.
Yeah.
That was the first ever board. And yeah.
It's funny because you're talking about it. It's like you just never forget that.
No,
like
you don't.
if you had that experience, it's one of those life experiences that like you never forget.
I still have it too. Like you see the edits in the HQ and there's all the boards on the ceiling.
On the roof, yeah.
Yeah. It's right there above you open the door. It's the first one.
I've lurked your content long enough to I feel like I've been in the garage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's funny because now when like people come here, like I've had people come over and they see this and they're like, yo, yeah, like I've seen that in every video. It's like, but no.
It's a table. I actually have that. That's our dining table. I'm not gonna lie. That's the dining table I grew up. Yeah, eating on.
Dude. And you know what's funny? By chance, that's in here. The neighbors next door were one day moving out and they just put a bunch of stuff out by the trash right here. And I was like, yo, that table's kind of hard.
And you're like, all right.
Through the cinder blocks and bro, it's just become that table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a good table.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Let me ask you this. When it comes to obviously skateboarding and as it pertains to fingerboarding and stuff like that, obviously, like we've talked about your skateboarding clips and stuff like that, and even kind of reaching out to like talk about your fingerboarding clips, and we kind of talked about it earlier. But just for someone that's listening that doesn't necessarily understand the word style as it pertains to fingerboarding, how would you explain that to someone when you talk about style on a fingerboard? How would you explain that to someone?
Yeah, so I think this actually kind of ties into the question you ask a lot of people of like,
right,
if you don't grow up skateboarding,
it's coming.
Can you? Yeah, and I know, and I'll try to curve this answer to like loop back to it.
Okay,
but like with fingerboarding, like part of the reason why I love it so much is I witnessed skateboarding, I witnessed style, and I didn't have a lesson, I didn't have a guidebook of who to look for,
right,
and who to be stoked on. You see something and it makes sense. I watched Mike Moe fully flared 09 and I saw him do that nollie flip line, front big spin over that stairs. Things made sense. It just clicked. And suddenly I want to be him. I followed Corey Kennedy before he was even on anything.
Damn.
When he was like flow for like Lakai and Adidas.
Shit.
I saw him and I literally grew my hair out and I wore a white tee and the skinny jeans just to be like, things made sense.
Hell yeah.
And so with skateboarding, you just feel it and then you try to emulate it.
Yeah.
And then with fingerboarding, you try to like, I think fingerboarding style, it's weird because it emulates skating, but it's also its own like avenue of like, you see like Elias or like Martin Winkler.
Yeah.
Doing that little boneless in the Catapult Broken Bones video.
Yeah.
Of course it's different than a skateboard boneless.
Yeah.
But it's like this own little realm. It's perfect.
Yeah.
Fingerboarding wise.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's also mimicking skateboarding a little bit. So it's like this new blend. That's why I love fingerboarding so much. I was like, this literally tails off of what I love already, but it adds a whole nother ingredient.
Yeah.
And it makes it like this new like avenue of stoke and style.
Yeah.
Right. And once again, I don't know how to explain it because like I just see it. I just feel it. It's like when, you land the trick on the beat.
Yeah.
I don't know the scientific explanation, man, but like you just boom,
man.
Easy. Your knee-jerk reaction is I love it.
And listen, I asked because I feel like watching you fingerboard in person or even like on the internet and stuff like that, I feel like you very much have the same style you do on a skateboard that you do on a fingerboard. And I feel like there's people out there that can do like the gnarliest, fucking craziest circus tricks, and shout out to them. But there may be those same people that have like zero style. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I think it's interesting that, that to get someone's take on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so let me just ask the question, right? Because you're right. I do ask this in every pod because I think it's for multiple reasons. I think because sometimes like people think that others are more valid or less valid if they skate or if they still skate. You know what I mean? But yeah, let me ask. So the question that I usually ask everyone, right, is in your personal opinion, do you feel like someone who grew up with skateboarding has more of an advantage when it comes to fingerboarding as far as fully appreciating and understanding fingerboarding for what it is?
Yeah, I think I think the first thing you need to like, or at least I need to do in this exact moment, is I need to think about the definition of fully understanding or like fully appreciating.
I'm glad you said that because very two different things.
Yeah. So first off, I don't want my answer to be in any way a deterrent for anyone. If 100%. You're having a good time, have a good fucking time, you know? But I will say, like, once again, remember how I said how, like with fingerboard style or like fingerboarding, there's something sick about it in its own little realm.
Right.
And there's also the honoring skateboarding way. Mm-hmm. So like, of course, if you're a skater, you are going to find a new realm of appreciation and understanding for it. Like, but if you don't have that, you still have a good avenue for enjoyment.
Right.
So like, it's not an all or nothing, but I will say that like, you know, look, I play ping pong, but if I was a tennis player,
yeah,
I feel like I would understand how that ball just like goes over the net like a little bit more or something, right? And even like right now, I'm like, okay, I may be a good skater or I may be an okay, but like I'm not crazy with it. There are people who I learn crazy skate stuff from still.
Right.
And I go, geez, I haven't even fully appreciated skating yet because I learned one new thing.
Right.
Right. And it's the same way. So like when you say fully appreciate, I don't think no one's fully appreciate it. We're all still having fun and building
100%.
No matter what that avenue is.
Yeah.
I think that's really important.
No, that's the whole thing with that question. It's almost like a loaded question because it's like, there's so much to unpack in such a little question.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's why I thought I ask everyone on the pod because I feel like it's one of those questions where you're not going to get the same answer depending on who's sitting on the damn couch. You know what I mean? Or metaphorical couch. So no, yeah, great fucking question. Yeah. At this point in the interview, I'm going to say this. Usually it's pretty cut and dry. We do skateboarding, fingerboarding. I feel like with you and your background, there's so much history that now it starts to kind of intertwine. And so in the sense that I want to make sure that we cover everything that we need to and give it like the full picture. If we are glazing over something, we're skipping over something, just pull me back in. Just let me know.
Sure thing.
All right.
There's a lot.
So let's do this. Let's transition a little bit to fingerboarding because you had mentioned in a previous thing online that I read that 2004 was your first experience with tech decks and it was tech dudes.
Yeah, the little
Talk to me a little bit about
that. Yeah, I still had that one. He had like the mohawk and the, you know, and my cousin and I, we literally like most of my like madness with skating, my love for it. Like those nostalgic memories are in San Francisco where my cousin lived. I would go to over there at Christmas time and we'd get new Tony Hawk ramps and tech deck ramps and we would play with those tech deck dudes and we would literally like, you know, do airs and we would mimic skating. That's what it is. It's mimicking skating.
In the same interview that you talk about the 2004 early tech decks and tech dudes and stuff like that, you also talk about how in 2007, you stumbled across a video of Alexis Millant.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Talk to me about that. Cause I'll be honest, when I was doing the deep dive and I read that, I thought to myself, okay, even I'm not privy to that fucking video. So give me the lore on it.
First off, you're going to see it right as soon as this camera shuts off.
Okay.
You're going to watch it.
I'm
It's
down.
so good. It's
give me the gist.
It's a French video.
Okay.
And Alexis Millant, it's at Opus 11. I know so many of you already know what I'm talking about. Nighttime, there's pots, pans, spoons, olive oil bottles. But he basically drops off the video starts, it shows a tabletop. He drops off his keys and then the lights dim and there's a spotlight. And the little dude,
shit. This is on YouTube?
Yeah, and there's like this little guy running in the background.
Okay.
And then he comes up and he's like checking out the fingerboard and kicks it. And then he like puts the board down. Does a little push.
Dude.
And it's on this like old little tech deck with like rattly trucks. First trick, just like, I think it was like a fat heel flip over like a moving something. And like literally, it was edited so well. And he's just cruising through the table in the dark. And he's just finding random, there's like a spatula like this and a spoon and, you know, pops up and like ramping tricks. And it was the first time that I had seen the tech decks actually flip properly. Like, I swear to God, everybody has those moments on this interview. What was the moment? Everyone's like, it's all the same. It's always like the brain doesn't even fathom that it's possible until you see it. That was my moment.
Damn.
Yeah. And
we got to check it out like immediately right when this pod ends. We got to check it out.
Oh, I'll show you.
Is he still, is that person still making fingerboard content?
I don't know. I'm sure there are so many people watching this that are like, yes, or I don't know, or maybe even know him. He rode for, I don't know if you know the brand, or he did work for Close Up, which is like an old brand.
An old school brand.
Yeah, they used to make, I mean, this is like 07, 08, but they have a really good one where there's like a little stop motion skull guy putting together like a close up board, rolls up. It's, are you going to see that one too?
Dude.
And he drops in, little finger guy comes and kicks him off. It's, but he made
check it out.
One where his hand pops off and he like goes into the TV screen, like skates the streets. Crazy shit.
Because when you're talking about like seshing on a table, like I almost feel like maybe I have seen it because when you're talking about, I'm almost like, where have I seen that?
It's I would not be surprised if you've already seen it. It is so legendary.
All right,
that video, I would bet money that it is the biggest converter of our generation of fingerboarders.
Hell yeah, we gotta put a pin in it. A little Pinterest board. We'll come back to it.
Bingo.
Let's do this. At this time in your life, fingerboarding and skateboarding are kind of interchanging at this point. So it's safe to say skateboarding came first.
Yep.
Okay. Fingerboarding, just to give everyone that's listening a idea of time, who are some of the, like at this time when you're just kind of getting started and stuff like that, who's like those big brands right now that are out that you're discovering at this time? Not to say that they're not big anymore, but just to give a time frame of like who's popping at the moment.
Yeah.
Where are we at?
So, and fingerboard brands, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so for you historians, for you unks, for like,
damn,
yeah, I'll just
unks is crazy, bro.
I mean, we're getting older, man.
I love it, dude. The other day, my son, 8 years old, tells me, "Dad, even though people think you're a chop dunk, I don't." And I'm like, "Who the fuck? You're 8 years old. Who are you talking to? That you think I'm a chop dunk?" But
I know you try to hit a rebuttal, but you just
I didn't even know what to say.
Yeah,
I didn't even know. I was just like
dead in your tracks. I get it. Yeah,
you got it. Who were these companies we're talking about?
Yeah. So first off, of course, Flatface, Berlin Wood.
Hell yeah.
The old gens. People used to talk about how perfect they were. I used to think that there was like a cookie cutter that would like chop the
stamp them out.
That would literally cut them into perfect shape. There's better woodworking in the world, but it was like
right.
Critical thinking wasn't obviously something I was thinking of. Yeah. Flatface, the old Flatface, Summit Hardware, very old one. Arctic Hardware.
There you go.
Substance Wheels, Deathstone, Frost, pre-Cura metal bottom.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Evolve.
You eventually got into metal bottoms too.
Yeah, I got some crazy, because of Mike's pre-Cura interview. I was like, I have to try that. And I did the Bondo mold and everything. Yeah. And Anchor Grip Tape, like just so many small companies that were just like the old days of unboxing videos.
Yeah.
But I will say the only one, Yellowwood back in the day was crazy. But yeah, my first ever time I bought something fingerboarding was Summit Hardware. Mike has some really old videos on the Winkler Mini, and there's like a little blue mountain sticker. That's Summit Hardware.
Damn.
His name was Connor Davidson. He has like an old scooter edit with Mike from 2006 or something or 7. But yeah. And then Flatface. I finally convinced the parents that like you're not gonna get scammed. Like it will come.
Send the money.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and they finally did. And then like the trust was built. And then, but those companies and just the lore of like, because fingerboarding's so accessible nowadays and it's so easy to DM people and learn things and this and that. Back then, it was such a mystery. And that really, seeing things that you love and then trying, not even knowing what was up.
Yeah.
It just created such a mystic aura around it.
There's so many times where I talk to people that have been in the scene for so long and they talk about like the message boards and like FFI and stuff like that. And it's like from an outsider looking in, it sounds like a really good fucking movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just like, you just want to know. And
you
know what I mean?
It was a great time. And I will say,
and you almost get that FOMO, like, I fucking wish I was there. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I wanted to get scammed for a board in the mail. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're out $5. They were so cheap back then. Okay. But speaking of FOMO, I have to say, love my parents that you're watching out for me.
Yeah.
But the fact that you didn't let me talk to people online crushes me in the sense like I wish so much I was on FFI. Every single person who I talk like old stuff with, like, were you on FFI? And I was like, I couldn't talk to strangers online. And I get it. As a parent, I get it. But like now I'm hanging out with them in real life at Rendezvous.
Yeah. Could have been there.
Yeah. Even like, Xbox, it was like only the people from school. Like we're not doing I almost wonder if they like watched an episode of like Dateline one time and they were like, oh my God. And then they like went up to my room and they were like, never.
Yeah. You'd be surprised.
I don't know. But
you'd be surprised because there's a lot of stuff that like we got away with then. And I hate to fucking make it sound like unks on the pod, but like, when I was out skating with my friends and stuff like that, like my mom wasn't tripping on when I came home. Like it sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But now it's like, and granted, I have a 10 and I think I said 8 earlier about a 7-year-old. So it's obviously a little different, but I'm the same way. You know what I mean? I mean, now the world is just like a fucking weird place, but maybe this is like an ignorant is bliss thing, but I like to believe the world wasn't so fucking weird when we were kids.
Yeah. And you know what? It is probably a bit of ignorance is bliss. I think, to be honest, like as I grow older, yes, mom and dad, you were right. There's no way I should be talking to random people online like that. But like, man, it just so much FOMO of like, I was talking to Christian 2 hours ago and I was like, dude, we could have been friends for 15 years already. We could have known each other. Like
could have been
crazy.
Balls deep in the friendship. There you go. Listen, let's do this. Yeah, there you go. A little fucking pause, but did I say balls deep in the friendship?
Pause, right?
Yeah, that was whoa. Yeah, let's just go back in time 30 seconds and live in that timeline where I didn't just say
taking the skeletons out of the closet. Sorry, that was a dumb one.
No, there you go.
There you go.
Like that little dumb one plugged right in the middle of the pod. There you go.
Sam. I know.
Let's do this. Ready for a blast from the past?
Yeah, sure.
Let's talk about Riverwood fingerboards, origins of deck making.
Yeah.
Obviously, this is the CreteDoctor pod, and we will get there. But in order to get to the CreteDoctor pod and then the lore of everything you've built with CreteDoctor, we have to start at the beginning. And based on my deep dive, it sounds like Riverwood was your first attempt at like a fingerboard company with a Bondo mold and stuff like that. Give me the lore on how we get from slaying in fake sign up sheets and stuff like that in your garage to making boards. Give me the lore.
I mean, I was doing the paper fingerboards from a very young age. That Savannah sitting
just
deck
about
paper.
To say
there was multiple of them. There was one online fingerboard tutorial of how to do it. Then there was the Brandon Jones Bondo mold video.
That's another one
with the cereal box cardboard and the vise and it was that innovation. Once again, you don't think it can even happen in your mind until you realize there's a new thing that can make things more innovative. And that's what it was. And I didn't know what veneer was. Veneer was a word that had never entered my brain and it wasn't even out there on the internet. And so I asked my dad, I was like, how do we do this? He's like, I think it's balsa wood, which is, like what? A 16th, maybe like even an 1/8 inch. Like it's so thick. And I was like, no, they're 5 plies. And he's like, that's insane. There's no what, and he's trying, but So we went to the Craft Mart. I think it was like a 2-ply. I made a Bondo mold from a tech deck. I took the lighters and I bent the kicks up. Yeah. And I tried a balsa wood board and it was just, oh my God, it was brutal. I barely even got the trucks on because I didn't know how to drill. And I was hammering a thumbtack through it to drill holes.
Oh no,
just
man,
pure,
not the thumbtack.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Was it cabinet backing? I think you mentioned it was cabinet backing.
That was the next one. Okay, so I'm at balsa wood. And so then, and I'm like, oh, I made a board. I'm going to make a company, Riverwood, even though,
there you go.
No, I literally, the same cousin I used to like skate with in San Francisco, we would email each other. Hi, I have a problem with my order. Pretending like we're having customer issue problems.
Wow.
Like straight up just childhood shit.
Practicing the customer service is crazy.
Yeah, So then there was that. Then my dad's like, wait a second. There's a place in Marysville, my hometown, where they sell cabinets. I think it's like the backs of the cabinets.
Okay.
And that was thinner. And this was July 2008. And I created a board that was 3 plies. It had a little bit better curve to it. And, and of course I'm like, oh, I figured it out, but it's still not 5, but I figured it out.
Yeah. It's not 5, not quite 5, but
yeah,
feels better.
But I'm,
When does the metal bottom plies kind of come into play? Because I feel like this is the same era.
July 08. So this was October 08 when the metal ply came in. Okay. I already had the madness looking at Mike with the pre-Cura bottom ply.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? It's just a piece of metal. He probably
How hard could it be?
How hard could it be? It was brutal, but I use that board a lot. You know, I learned tray flips on it, I learned kick flips on it. Like, you know, I had my old original flat face G6 O's, that real hard material. I still have them. They're great wheels. They roll smoother than almost any wheel I have still. And those went through the ringer and every material. Yeah. But yeah, same thing.
God damn.
Metal, I was always just trying new shit, having fun. So the plastic bottom, like absolute, like I did that. Yeah. So like I always was trying to innovate. And once again, it's just like, it's just in the genes. It's always fun to create and just notice the things that are cool and have a really good time finding better ways to do things.
Talk to me about Cascade grip tape. Was that, I mean, because that's talking about innovative.
Yeah.
So you give me the scoop on Cascade grip.
So I wanted Rip Tape really bad. So once again, Rip Tape and FBS were like the only two foam tape companies at the time that were like streamlined.
Yeah.
And God, they would always like, people would review them and they would like hold it up to the light and I could see the pores and I'm just like, what is it? So once again, go to Dad. I'm like, what is this? And he's like, look, I have no idea, but like, let's go to the craft store and see. They say it gets foam tape. Let's see if there's foam with adhesive backing.
Right.
So we went to the craft store and we got that like foam, you know, that 2 mil thick that you like make ornaments out of and stuff.
Oh, 100%.
And I was like,
I've been there.
It just slides, you know, like there's no grip to it. And I was like, I wonder how I could make it grip. So I used to soak it. You know that like Elmer's rubber cement with the little like can and the paintbrush?
Oh shit, yeah.
I used to brush that on
unlocked.
it. And dude, it would grip so well.
Yeah.
For like half a session. Damn. And then it would like
kind of rub off.
Right. But like for that half a session, I was like, I got something. So yeah, I made a little mountain like, you know, tag and Cascade grip tape. If you go to my shop or come to HQ, and there's the desk side park. That was my original desk I fingerboarded on. Yeah. And you look at the little cabinet, there's still Cascade grip tape stickers right there.
God damn, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you still have Riverwood decks?
Yeah, they're on the wall in the shop. Yeah. So on the other side near the press, I still have all my boards I kept.
Okay. And so at this point, it's safe to say you were full on in the mindset of like, I want to do a company.
Yeah. But also like, I mean, I'm also like, I'm in 5th grade. Like it's like, it's kind of like, you know, I want to be a fireman or like, you're so stoked and you're so encapsulated by it. Yeah. And you have your role models. You see the people you're stoked with and you want to be like them. Right. Yeah. And I will also say the reason there's no concrete is because like there was nothing like Bonsai Concrete with Black River just came out. It was before the whole, everyone's doing their own unique stuff. It was still very, very streamlined. Right. Flat face, old Black River. It was simple back then. It wasn't complex yet.
Yeah. Not yet.
Not yet.
We're getting to the complex stuff.
Yeah, strap in. Hopefully you have a good snack.
I know, right? There you go. Fast forward a little bit.
Yeah.
2012. And I say fast forward because I feel like in your story, like you kind of jump around. Like for a lot of us, I feel like, you know, we fingerboard and then sometimes it's like, obviously you were talking about yourself in 5th grade. Now we're fast forwarding a little bit because now it's like you may not have fingerboarded every single moment after that. You know what I mean? Sometimes it kind of comes in waves.
Yeah, 100%.
So 2012, I understand it that you were hurt. And that kind of, and you know what's funny is like, that kind of pulled me away from skateboarding when I got hurt. But talk to me about you specifically getting hurt. 2012.
Yeah.
Talk to me about your broken pelvis.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Right? So, the reason, I fingerboard. I play video games all the way up to 2012. I'm a kid, man. I'm in 8th grade. I'm having a good time. I'm still fingerboarding. I'm still into it. And yeah, I am in track and field. And like, even though I got a pretty brute build, I was a thrower, but I was also a sprinter. I was pretty fast getting down the line, especially on the 100 meter. Okay. And I still remember the date. It was actually almost 14 years ago to the day. Damn. It was May 8th, 2012.
Just fucking trauma dumping on the pod.
Dude, yeah. Well, I got some crazy I was running the 100 meter and I was sprinting and about halfway through, I felt like my femur popped out of place. And I just lost all control and I hit the ground so hard. My face was scarred. My arms like all bloody. I thought my femur just popped out of place. What happened was where your hamstring connects to your pelvis. Yeah. Instead of, pulling a hammy, where it actually took a chunk of my pelvis with it.
Oh my.
It was insane. And it's on YouTube. Jason Maki, broken pelvis. You'll see me running down the line and you'll see a little
post
doink.
That in my story tomorrow.
And I just like, boom.
You know what's crazy? I'm not going to lie to you. When I asked you this question and when I said like broken pelvis, I'm not going to lie to you. I was expecting some sort of skateboarding story.
Yeah. It's
not, I fucking broke my pelvis running.
Yeah. Dude.
That is.
Yeah.
I don't even know how. I feel like I would be fucking just salty with running for the rest of my life.
I have not been a sprinter since.
God, man.
Yeah. But I was really, really wanting the new Berlinwood Realwear because they had just dropped it. First week of the drop. And I was really wanting that Elias Maple Berlinwood.
Hell yeah.
And as soon as my dad saw he was like, you know what? I'll go on flat face. Let's get you those boards. And so I was
in hindsight.
Yeah, dude, I still have them on my wall. And you know what I mean? And I was, I was in a wheelchair for 3 months. I had to keep my leg, somewhat tilted but I fingerboarded more because of it. Another age of Stoke, as they say.
There you go.
Yep.
After seeing how much fingerboarding had evolved, what are you kind of feeling now? Because obviously fingerboarding from when you were in 5th grade to now you're in years later, in track and stuff like that. Talk to me about the evolution from the 5th grade, Bondo mold, Riverwood stuff, to now getting a Berlinwood.
Yeah, so this is actually a really cool era because it's all that it was the beginning of the info dump on the internet.
Right.
Like iZilly is a guy who was like an Australian guy, and he was like, "Hey, here's how you dye veneer." First time I ever saw it, I was like, "Damn. Son of a gun," or like. Here's how you make a Bondo mold, but instead of it shaped like a tech deck, the profile is square, which is the basis of 3D printed molds. And I was like, oh my God, that's how you do it. It was a really good era because, Realwear came out for the first time, globally, like the big release, oh my God. And
you could figure it out.
Everything was new. Everything was awesome. And it was kind of the start of this kind of great exploration of just things being readily available. It was a really good time. I had a really good time. Even that time I was selling boards out of my locker in middle school, and I was doing the paper graphics. I was taking graphics.
That was Maki fingerboards.
Yeah, oh my God! And I literally looked up auto generate tag, and I and I went online. And it was and I just typed in Maki, and it was the most basically AI before AI.
Yeah.
And it just said Maki, and I was like, dope. And I glued a piece of veneer to the paper on the printer, and I ran it through, and it printed around the wood.
No shit.
Yes, that is some tech that's a lost art.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, real OGs. Yeah, that's some crazy old shit.
That's actually pretty fire.
Yeah, a lot of those old flat face boards, like the 05, the true first ones.
Just straight printed on the wood.
Printed right on the wood. Yeah. Damn, a lot more companies beyond that, but that
was really putting it through, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. All right, let's do this because obviously your Maki boards, right? You did the Riverwood and stuff like that. Then it kind of sounds like you went through this whole baseball college, and then the boards kind of evolve into Aurora Northwest.
Oh yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So
give me that timeline. So what are we doing? I understand baseball played kind of pulled you away from the hobby for a little bit.
Yes, so first off, I still love playing baseball. It's my favorite sport.
What's your batting average?
You know what's funny? My batting average was atrocious for so long until something kind of clicked. And so I didn't get many at-bats in high school. Not a lot.
Okay, you were that guy.
Oh, dude, it was pretty brutal for a while.
The bench warmer.
Oh, totally. But then something clicked, and I just went fucking berserk.
Damn.
And even there was a summer league. They told me my batting was 680 or something. I legitimately just was on a tear. And I think it's just because I had graduated high school at that point. It was just a summer league. And I just all the pressure was off.
Yeah.
And I just was having a good time. I was enjoying the sport for the sport and all that. And I just went, and that's a good time. But yeah. Oh boy. If anyone's watching this who knew me in high school, they know.
Yeah.
It was fucking, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. A couple years before, you were the guy who fucking broke his pelvis running.
Dude.
Now you're the guy that can't get a hit.
Yeah.
You know, god damn. I'm going to be honest with you. I asked your batting average, not expecting an actual answer, because I have no idea what it. You could have just bullshitted me.
Yeah.
I have no idea what.
Oh, it was brutal. I mean, it was definitely below average for a long time. But once I enjoyed it, once I got my good coaching, good hitting coach, everything, and I made some adjustments and I was like, damn, this is the last fucking season of ball before now I figure it out, you know?
There you go.
It's like learning how to nollie heel on your deathbed.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I'm, I don't want to, it's a touchy subject.
Sorry.
I have to cut this out.
I'm not too good at nollie heels either.
All right. Well, that's valid. You know what made me feel super valid with nollie heels?
Huh?
I was talking to Savannah during the Duck Dex pod in Chicago, and she had mentioned that it took her forever.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, like, if someone as rad as Savannah on a fingerboard struggled with nollie heels,
there's hope. There's hope.
There's hope.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's hope.
There's hope.
There you go. Obviously, we're jumping around a little bit, but at some point, 2017, freshman in college, starting up decks again.
Yeah.
Dorm room decks.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah, I would actually so I went to college an hour north of where I grew up.
Okay.
And I didn't have a workshop, but I would press boards in my dorm room.
Okay.
And then I would go home on the weekends and, put the podcast in or whatever. And then I would sand them. And I think it was just my first year of college. I have degrees in STEM and it was a rough first year.
Okay.
I mean, it was real rough. And I think maybe that was just a way to cope with it almost.
Yeah.
Or just, and even just the college adjustment, new place, new people.
Yeah.
Right. You're trying to figure it out. It's a crazy time for a lot of people.
Yeah,
and it was for me too. Sure. And I think fingerboarding, even if it was kind of trying to recluse back into the good old days, it was a fun activity and it was great. And so I would go home and I would sand them and cut them at home, and then I would come back Monday and rinse and repeat.
Have some boards, man.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to make so many and I'm going to sell them at the college community lunch center and I'm going to call it Aurora Northwest. And I did the printer tech again, everything. And but then the new year started and I was like, oh, it's just too much stuff to do. And then it just kind of fizzled out.
There you go.
Yeah.
And when you talk about printing straight on the board, is that direct prints straight on the veneer?
Yeah. What you do is you take the printer paper and you put, if the printer paper feeds through the printer,
okay, you
literally glue stick the piece of cut 1.5 by 4.5 piece of veneer.
Okay.
You print it once so you know where the graphic actually prints on the paper. And then you just glue it right on top and then run it again.
Because my mind, when you first brought it up, I started thinking how do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mike actually has an original old template with the corners of a board that he would run through. It was a guide, quote unquote.
Right.
That's some other old crazy shit.
There you go, man. The fucking lore. When you look back at, because obviously now, the stuff that you're doing with CreteDoctor is it respectfully, the stuff is flawless, quality wise. So when you look back at stuff like Riverwood, Maki, and you look at your Aurora Northwest boards and stuff like that, do you see them as different eras of your here's this fingerboard journey? Right?
Yeah, my fingerboard journey.
Are they all pieces of the same journey?
In a sense, it's of course it's the journey of me and this appreciation of something that I have that I hold so dear in life.
The story of Jason.
Yes.
There you go, man.
But the thing is, and I'm sorry if you are all oh my God, get to the concrete stuff. The thing is this is
important though.
Well, the thing is,
I would argue after going through all this stuff, I would say that I don't know if the CreteDoctor, because let's not to jump too far ahead, right? But when you hear the name CreteDoctor, or when you just hear the term doctor, right, that implies you're exceptionally better at what you're doing, because when you think doctor, you're thinking years of college and stuff like that. So I would say, and we'll talk about the name a little bit, right? But when you're a CreteDoctor, your products have to live up to that name. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so I would argue that the Aurora stuff and Riverwood, all of that needed to happen to get you to the level where you can own the title of fucking CreteDoctor. You know what I mean?
Well, much love and thank you for giving me my flowers on that. I think,
hell yeah.
I think that yeah, I think that there is just a lot of depth to my fingerboard journey because, even though I wasn't, this is like my biggest regret. I should have went out in the world and I should have been interacting with people of whom I felt the same way with earlier in my life. I can't believe I waited this long to like actually like be like, no, maybe I do have something to contribute and go. And, and I will say like, concrete is I really enjoy doing it. Like if I was given a suitcase full of money and they were like, you don't have to do your regular job, just have fun doing whatever in the workshop. Yeah, I would probably do concrete builds, but it all just, it compounds and it just starts with the initial stoke of making boards and everything. So yes, I hear what you're saying.
100%.
Yes.
I love it. Well, listen, for anyone that's like, get to the fucking Crete, here we are, right? 2020. You talk about, first getting started in learning essentially a trade, right? And it sounds like your first job was at a concrete yard.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Talk to me about the concrete yard, because essentially I think it's interesting that a lot of people don't have the, the skill set going into it. You know what I mean? And at this point in your life, 2020, I mean, that's not that long ago. Here we are, mid 2026.
No.
And it's crazy to think that like the quality of the shit you put out, and not to just be a total fucking Jason Glaze fest, but the quality of the stuff you put out, to think that 6 years ago you were starting at no knowledge of this is kind of insane and kind of inspiring.
Oh,
so give me the 2020 lore of first discovering your love for concrete and just everything that goes with concrete. Give me that lore.
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't have any experience with concrete at all before 2016.
Not many of us do.
Yeah, I mean,
and you don't think like, I mean, you look around and you fucking see it everywhere, but you never think.
You don't even think about it.
You know what I mean? All right,
I know.
Go ahead. Sorry,
it's great. Yeah, I did not have experience with concrete until I worked at a place near my. It was just a summer job. It started out as I was a landscaper for the concrete yard. I was just clearing all the bushes, cleaning up the yard, and then suddenly I got done with it real quick, and they were like, do you want to start pouring Diablo tanks, which are the giant, huge, like sewer? So you see like a sewer grate, like in the middle of like a park or something.
Okay.
Under that grate, there's either a line or there's a giant holding tank.
Damn.
And it's made out of concrete. They were like, yeah, do you want to pour those? And I was just like, I've already got the ball rolling. I'm making money. Why not? Yeah. Right. And that's where I learned the trade of concrete. And it was my job to, I was helping the people with I was welding rebar cages.
Damn.
And I was learning how to weld.
First job welding rebar.
Oh my God.
Insane.
It was, and I had.
Sounds fun though. Low
it was
key.
so tiring, but I legitimately was like, and I was saving up for a truck and I, felt young and all that shit.
Yeah.
And, but I learned how to pour. I learned how, how to clean up even the molds, like huge crane, the 4-ton, like, mold goes up. I had to spray it with oil, everything, just like how you spray your molds, right? 2-part molds, 1 part. Like I learned the trade of concrete. I learned how it was. I would go on job sites and I would help the foreman. I got to, and then, I think it was like 2020 grad school.
Yeah.
And it's just like, 4 years. I didn't really think about it. Oh, actually, I'm so sorry. Like before, this just shows how true the fingerboard madness has been in my life.
Yeah.
I would get teriyaki for lunch, or I would get some lunch. And you know how they have those styrofoam containers with the angles?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect mani pad if you fill them up with concrete. I would take the extra mud and I would put it in there and I'd vibrate it and then hide it in the corner somewhere.
Yeah.
And then the next day I'd, just throw away the styrofoam.
Yeah.
And I had so many of those fuckers in my car.
God.
And my boss, who was like, his name was Bone. He was like a legitimate, like I was terrified of him.
Bone as in like
he was just
bone in your body?
Like blood and bone. He was just this huge brute guy. And I was terrified of him. And he was like, Maki, what the hell is this shit?
I love that he calls you Maki.
Yeah, he was like looked in the car door and he's like, what the hell is all this? And I was like, you just don't explain fingerboarding madness to that guy.
You have to like lie at that point.
Yeah. Hey, do you want let's just get, no, I'm just like, I got I'm making like a garden pathway.
Oh, I love that.
There's just garden stones.
I love that.
My parents were like, I don't know if that's better, Jason.
Yeah.
You just thinks you're like a gardener. Like I was like,
in an early vlog, I went to Home Depot to buy some wood. And when I was cutting the wood, I think it's in a vlog, the guy asked me what it's for, and I fucking said a dollhouse, and it was just
like, why didn't I just say it?
I don't know, bro.
I play with small skateboards, man.
Yeah, like how do you explain that? I'm like, oh yeah, it's for a dollhouse. And one time I was there with my wife, and like jokingly, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm building a gun rack, and the guy just looked over at me, looked at me up and down. I'm standing there with my fucking flip flops on, and he's just like, right.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
And it just sounded so much better. I mean, because how do you tell someone like
you just don't even have?
I'm cutting it into small stairs, guy. Like
dude.
just cut my fucking wood. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Don't ask me questions.
Yeah. Can we small talk about anything else? But
anything else.
That's the lore on it was called, the place was Cuz Concrete in Arlington, Washington. That was the place, and that's the lore dump on that. But yeah, 2020 grad school. It's online school. I'm just like tired of looking at my computer screen and drumming my fingers. And I looked at my desk, the same place where desk side is. And I was like, I should make a concrete park right here. Like I just man. I don't know. It just was like a switch. And then, it was terribly made.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to, even though I knew how to trowel and smooth in real life, I didn't know how to do it on a small scale. It was grainy. It was terrible. My seams sucked. It was awful. It was atrocious.
It's crazy to think that like when you're doing all this, like when you're working with fucking bone at the concrete yard, like you're literally learning the building blocks that would become part of a company, that would become like part of the bigger picture identity of like your skateboarding or like your fingerboarding journey. There it is again.
I still,
dude, the journey word.
The first day I ever started, cause it was such a hard day, and I remember like getting in my car and I'm driving home, and I just remember like looking forward, and I go, maybe something good will come out of this.
Yeah.
Just get me through it like this summer. And look at that. Here we are.
Fucking another fucking live, laugh, love moment.
Yeah.
So check this out. So you're sitting there listening to lectures on a Zoom call, right?
Yep.
Sitting there and you're essentially building miniature transitions on your desk.
Yep.
Did you know at that time, what was that moment when it clicked to you like, holy shit, this is going to become something bigger, right? This is not just, you know what I mean? What was that moment like when it kind of clicked?
So,
because desk side, not to cut you off there, but because desk side and all the content you made around it, which by the way, I didn't, when I started doing a deep dive for this, I didn't realize that we go like, not that we necessarily go way back, but I started consuming tons of fingerboard content when I started making content because I just enjoy it.
Yep.
And I realized, holy shit, like I was early on this guy. I just never connected the two. You know what I mean? Like I was like, holy shit, Maki is now here I am fucking thinking on bone calling you Maki.
Yeah.
But I never connected the dots. And when I saw those videos, I was like, dude, like I remember when this dropped.
Yep.
And you were in your content creator voiceover era.
I have my voiceover videos.
So talk to me a little bit about that, right? Desk side became such in my personal opinion, like a legendary thing in your content. Did you expect people, because I'm not the only one. If you go back to those videos, you have crazy views, crazy comments, crazy engagement.
Yeah.
Did it ever occur to you that like your desk side, like, you know, random like little skate park would become such like a cool part of internet fingerboard history?
Yeah. I think, first off, no, because I didn't do it for the fandom. I didn't do it for anything. It's the same reason I did everything I had up until this point. I was just stoked on something. Right. I really started skating transition and bowls heavy. Yeah. Like at that point in my life. And just like, I was obsessed with looking at clips of just like people not just skating transition doing stalls, but just like mowing through pool coping blocks.
Yeah.
Just, you know,
troop and just, dude.
Like Raven Raven at like Santa Cruz. Like it was mind blowing. Or like Kieran Woolley, like crazy shit I was obsessed with. So I started building, and then, and I still remember, like, it's so funny. I've been with my wife for a long time, and she's ever since, like, shout out, like, first off, shout out to all the wives.
Shout out wives.
Who are like, you play, or like girlfriends or significant others who play, like, oh, you play with a miniature skateboard? And they're like, instead of like, they're like, dude, that's like fucking, you know what I mean?
It.
Shout out Rachel. Shout out my wife. I love you so much. Like,
shout out wives, dude. I'm telling you, I would not. All of this would not exist. And I say this 100%. All of this, whatever people think this is in fingerboarding, would not exist without my wife.
Oh, yeah.
I don't shy away from that at all. None of this would exist without my wife.
It's almost like they see something that you don't see in yourself.
Oh yeah.
They go, you know what? You should do this. And you go, like, nah, like, and they go,
I'm telling you.
They're like, I'm seeing something that I believe in you. Yeah. And that's what she did. She was like,
right above us. I was sitting down on the edge of our bed, flicking around on this table, literally on this table. I was flicking around like with the fingerboard, and my wife walked out of the restroom, and she said, like, why don't you make a video on that? This is like when the pandemic and everyone was kind of starting. She's like, why don't you just post a video about that? And I remember telling her, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah. She saw something that, you know what I mean?
Dance like no one's watching, bro. God damn.
She's right. She was right. Yeah. And you know, my wife was right too. She was like, this is so cool. And like, you should like share this with people. And I'm like, well, I'm not really like, and she was like, I'm telling you, like, you need to do something. And I was like, she's like, yeah, like, you know, she was like, yeah, you should make TikToks about it. And I was like, yeah, I'm on TikTok. That's fun. Okay. You know, and I just went for it. And like, and then it just compounded and yeah. And then, you know, you interact with people online and people are stoked and it's just a snowball that just keeps going.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, you know, it all started right there. 'Cause if I'm totally happy with doing all this stuff just for me and just having fun with it, you know,
100%.
Like, I don't do it because I go, okay, let's see, I'll get 12 likes tomorrow on this. And
no. I mean, I think
like it is part of it.
Yeah. Well, here's what I always say, right? I think when it comes to like the whole content creator thing, I think it's easy for people to kind of say like, you do it for the views, you do it for this or that. But people don't realize that before the followers, before the likes, before the viral videos and stuff, you did all that stuff without any of that. Yeah. And you kept going. And you kept going and you kept going. And you just kept and I would say that the success of many content creators or even brands like yourself, like, is not because you were chasing views. It's because you were consistently putting yourself out there. And I feel like if anyone else wants to go viral, that's what or not even go viral, but just be successful online, whether you're a content creator or a brand, it's like, just be consistent with posting. Yeah. It has nothing to do with like chasing likes. Mm-hmm. If I had to start over Instagram tomorrow or YouTube tomorrow, I start at zero.
Yeah.
I would make the same fucking content. And that's weird but people don't realize that.
Yeah.
And it doesn't click. It's not clocking to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, it just,
hey man.
And you know what? And it never will in some sense of the word, but you just keep doing it because you love it.
Keep doing it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about this, right? Because now in the story, now in your little origin story here, we went through all the companies. Now we know now the concrete has entered the chat.
Yes.
Talk to me about the name CreteDoctor. In our previous interview, you let me know that you were the guy at the skate park fixing all the damn cracks.
Yes.
Talk to me a little bit about that. Give me the lore on CreteDoctor because, and we'll get to this, but that's a heavy name.
Yes.
It's a heavy name to kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know,
so go ahead.
I know what you're getting at.
Yeah, go ahead, give me that.
Yeah, quick rundown. Yes, the name was given to me because I was the consistent guy who was always at the skate park, patching the pool coping seams. If there was any voids, quick patch. It's way faster than calling the city, and then they inspect and all that. So it was me. And then they were just like, oh my God, like you're always caring for the like CreteDoctor. It just came about.
Right.
I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was kind of fried, you know, just kind of fun. Like,
yeah. Do you remember who's the first person to call you CreteDoctor? That would be sick if you knew.
Yeah. Yeah. It was this kid at Lake Stevens Skate Park. His name's Jaden.
There you go.
He's like, the locals know him. He's got so much stoke. You know what I mean? You see the Groms who just have the vision.
I was about to say like a fucking Labrador.
Yeah,
just
and you just
happy to be there.
Yeah, and and then there were some buddies I had who called me that just kind of like jokingly, and then I just like ran with it, and then and then you know, once again I told Rachel and she thought that was hilarious, and it just kind of stuck. So yeah, and once again, I wasn't like, oh, I'm a concrete guy. I'm so awesome. I'm going to fix all this. I literally just loved mowing through those pool coping blocks so much. I wanted them to be just loud glass So I never wanted it, like, seems to be blown out and horseshoed. I wanted it to be perfect. And that's where it came from. I just wanted to skate hard.
Talk to me, though, about embracing the name, right?
Okay.
Because again, so it's a heavy name in the sense, like, and for the most part, like, in people, it's a fucking nickname, right? So, like, you could, but I feel, again, like, when you talk doctor, right?
Yes.
Or in anything, in any aspect of life, if you portray yourself to be like
it's true.
If your username on fucking Instagram is like the best fingerboarder, like, you have
Lord
to live up to that shit. You know what I mean? So talk to me about the pressure you may or may not feel to live up to that.
I do. Like, I have legitimately called my friends and I'm like, dude, should I change my name or should I? Because I don't want to come off as like an egotistical, I'm the greatest, I'm the best, I'm perfect. Because, dude, even the best doctors learn something every day. You know what I mean? I am still learning this. I'm so far from perfect. And I actually really don't like the idea of saying, look how sick I am. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to learn some new insight. And then the next build, I'm going to be like, dude, why did I say I was so sick back then? Because now I'm better. And I was so, so full of myself.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the gripe I kind of think I have sometimes with the name of, like, I don't want to come off. I really try to come off as humble and like I'm a practice, like, okay, yeah. But I also understand that, like, okay, you know what? I will toot my own horn for a second. I do think I know what I'm doing for the most part. And I do think I understand what's going on for the most part. And I think that my builds are solid enough to warrant a name of authority.
Right.
But once again, I don't want to be like, I'm the fucking best, dude. I'm perfect. That's the last thing I want more than anything. Just like my entire journey.
Yeah.
I just do this because I enjoy it so much. And just like how a doctor practices medicine and fixes because of the passion and, like, quite frankly, runs themselves in the ground when they don't even need, like, when they, I run myself into the ground because I just love doing this shit. It's so much fun.
Well, obviously I doubt that I'm the only person or the first person to tell you, but let me be the first person to tell you on the pod. You've definitely lived up to the name. And I say that with having sessioned many of your products. I've sessioned many of your fucking parks, which we'll get to because you've made some iconic pieces.
Thank you.
And I think it's funny that I think that a name is a name, but I feel like when I was doing the pod, like, I thought to myself, like, holy shit, that is a heavy name.
Yeah.
There's a heavy, like, that goes with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you interpret it as fried and fun, it can be, but if you interpret it as heavy, so you got to play both cards right,
I love it. Were there any other names that because, you were kind of like doubting the whole, like, should we go with CreteDoctor? Were there any other names in the running? Was like egotistical Crete.
Yeah, I'm the everyone sucks and I'm awesome
Crete God.
Yeah, oh jeez.
Bro, that'd be crazy.
Dude.
An alternate account.
Oh my God. Yeah, there was a few years ago, Snakehouse Chris told me, he's like, if we ever work together, we're going to call it Dr. Lord. And I was like, Jesus Christ, that's insane.
Yeah, Crete Lord is crazy.
I was just like, that's so fried. Funny. But no.
It might be the move.
I was going to say, any other names? Because it's concrete, it just kind of flowed.
Right.
I did have a deck brand a few years ago just to, like, continue making decks called Groove because I loved Groove trucks. But I found that like I just would rather have one brand. Right. It's just easier for just everything.
Okay.
And, like, you don't need to, like, split the thing. And I just like, Groove is in the past. I
like that you brought that up because I noticed that on some of the boards, the packaging said Groove.
Yep.
And I thought to myself, holy shit. So we're like Riverwood, Aurora, this, and then it's like, what the fuck is Groove? Well, so at this point, decks are CreteDoctor decks.
Right now, they're CreteDoctor decks. Just right under the umbrella. I've made boards for a while. There you go.
Right.
They were Grooves a few years ago. I just found it was just clunky. And I was like, and more than anything, I felt like the Groove thing was like, it was shoehorned in almost. It was like, it was almost like a disservice to the people who had spent this time building their brands as deck makers.
Yeah.
I don't want to overthrow everything. It's like, I'm sitting on this couch.
Yeah.
And I have the ethos I do because of my concrete work.
Right.
Right. And that's great. I think that's what that is the meat and potatoes of what I bring to the scene. And that's perfectly okay.
Yeah.
But I still have a very deep history of having a passion for deck making.
Yeah. Or just being creative.
Yeah. So it's like, you know what? People, if they want to buy a CreteDoctor deck to support me, or they like the graphics, or they like the vibe, awesome. Much love. Yeah. Right. But I'm not going to be like, CreteDoctor deck's taking over because I'm, it's like, it's okay if that takes the back seat, because there are so many people whose bread and butter or meat and potato is deck making. And I think that there's honor in that. And there's, you know what I mean? It's like, that's what they bring. And I have to respect that too.
100%.
Yeah.
Before CreteDoctor was launched as a brand, I think that your history with Unknown Board Shop and your whole, Zach and Craig, if I'm not right.
Hello, Zach. Hello, Craig.
There you go. So your whole history, it sounded like you that's where the bug kind of bit you to really legitimize the company.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about that, because I understand you were making decks for them and stuff like that, because they were wanting decks, and this is, if I'm not mistaken, you were making recycled skateboard decks at some point for them. So give me a little bit of that lore.
Yeah. So sorry if it seems a little messy. I was doing concrete. I was known as the CreteDoctor at the skate park.
Wasn't a legit company yet.
But it wasn't a legit company. I didn't have a site. Didn't really have the Instagram. Nothing. Just the name. Just kind of like, just doing it for me.
Right.
It wasn't until it was September 2021. I was at the shop. It's my local shop, and Zach and Craig do so much for the community. They just inspire people. Right. They make people feel like they could do anything. And Zach talked to me one day, and I skated there. I skated with him a lot, and he was like, "Dude, didn't you make fingerboards back in the day?" And I was like, "Yes, I loved it, man." Yeah. And I gave him a little bit of the lore dump, and he's like, "Dude, I have this stamp. It's an Unknown Board Shop stamp." He's like, "If you still got any wood in the mold, you should make me a batch."
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Okay, yeah." And he's like, "Dude, and he's the same way, where he's just spiraling ideas. He's like, "Dude, you could even I got these old skateboards. You could make recycled skateboard rings. You could punch a hole and then you could drill it and shit." Yeah, and of course it was ABD,
Right.
But just hearing him say it, I just couldn't let him down.
Yeah.
So first stock comes to the shop and then it sells out. He calls me again. I need more. Again. And by December, I had like been driving up there every like week because they just wanted more. And I was like, man, there's kind of a local demand. And and then I was like, you know what? Like, I used to, I'm always making parks, building stuff. I was like, maybe I'll make like concrete obstacles too. I know how to work with concrete. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. Right. I still have those old boards too. I have everything. I'm a pack rat. Still have them all.
God damn, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. If it wasn't for those two, if it wasn't for that interaction, once again, I don't think I'd even be here. They were the ones, I would say, Rachel, my wife, Zach, and Craig were the three people who I've always had, support, but they were the three people where the stars just aligned perfectly. And it was just that like those three saw something in me and it kicked me in the gear enough to get going. And I'm here because of those three.
Hell yeah. I love that. Damn, man. Another live, laugh, love moment.
Yes.
Listen, January 2022, that to me is when you decided to fully legitimize the company. Because if I'm not mistaken, that's the year that we got the Instagram. We got the first couple posts. What changed? Like, what was your mentality that kind of changed? Or like, what was it in your mind that you said, this needs to be a company? Like, this needs to be a full on, I'm doing it.
Well, so funny thing, I was a math teacher during this time.
Holy shit.
And
that's right. You had a math degree.
Yeah.
Are you super quick at multiplication?
You know what's crazy is I'm actually not with a lot, but I am with some. It just depends. I am really good with applied math and like explaining, like I can explain why like a vertical line has undefined slope, things like that.
God damn.
We
got to talk about your thoughts on Common Core after. Because my kid's in fourth grade and oh my, sometimes he's like, Dad, like, I don't know, it'd be like, what's, 5 + 2? I'm like 7. He's like, yeah, but we got to show it working. Why is it 7?
Yeah.
And it's like, what do you mean? Why is it's 7? I don't want to piss myself off mid-pod, but that's correct. Okay,
and you know what? They're here for fingerboarding, and that's fine. Maybe they went to school today.
We respect it.
But no, I was a math teacher at the time, and I had students who would be fingerboarding in class. And it was my board.
Damn.
And I'd be like, let me see that. And I'm like, dude, yeah, I got it at the skate shop. It's made out of wood. And I'm like, that's so cool, dude.
I
like,
wonder who fucking made
that's
it.
Crazy. Yeah, it's made. I mean, I guess it could be made a little better, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, just like, I still, I'm like, maybe I should have told him. But regardless, yeah, that's when I got the Instagram. That's when I was like, all right, let's run it. I actually first started the Instagram with the name Groove because I was still feeling more confident with the deck stuff than the concrete. But then I think it was a few months later that I was like, I need to, it may have been like even like a year later. I was like, I need to.
And by the way, the when you talk about Groove, that comes from a truck, right? Like an actual real fucking
trucks.
What's this to get totally side tangent, but that truck is fucked.
How
did it get like that? Like it is, I mean, for those listening and can't see, like we're talking, it looks like a damn wavy piece of metal. Like, is that?
Yeah, so once again, when I got into the madness of pool skating, I realized once you just mow through those blocks, your truck actually grooves in the shape of the pool coping block.
Yeah.
And it allows you to lock in better. Or like when you skate curbs or when you skate, the crook groove.
Yeah.
Right? I was like, oh my God. Like it's another thing that you just have an appreciation for.
Yeah.
And so I literally, there were signs, man, that like I literally would like slappy a curve and I'd look at my trucks, be like, okay, dope. And then like go grind again. Like everyone, it didn't even make a difference, but I'd be like, dude, yes. Right. It's just, I was stoked on it. I loved, and I was also like, well, if I do concrete, there's the concrete stuff. And if I do have a board company, Groove, concrete grooves your trucks. It could be like a perfect, but then once again, I ended up dropping the name because I was like, people know me for the concrete. State of that. It's simpler. Boom.
100%.
Yes.
100%. At this point in launching the company, right? Because, one thing I wanted to touch on was there's a lot of brands that'll start off with one product and then they branch to another. And it kind of begs the question, like, is it a company that sells A and then side sells B? Or is it you sell B and you side sell A? But we've kind of touched on that, where CreteDoctor sounds like you're more geared towards the Crete. And the boards kind of...
Yeah, the boards are like a passion project where my heart lies, in terms of just like the history. But yeah, concrete, man,
When it comes
so
to
good.
actually producing... I love that you said that right now. That's so like on brand. We got to clip that. I love it. CreteDoctor loves Crete. Breaking news. But what do you? And we're talking just process here. What do you feel like you enjoy more? Making boards, making Crete.
So when you say making Crete, do you mean like molding it, or do you mean actually like working and building a park?
Good question, because my actual question here says making fingerboards, one-off obstacles, or full parks. So I guess let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Oh, definitely parks. Parks are incredible. The engineering that goes into it, how it comes together, how you don't feel confident at certain points, and then you see how amazing it comes out, or how a little differently it comes out than you planned.
Right.
It better for worse. You learn from it. Like,
hell yeah.
I really, there is such a profound beauty in how you can create something from nothing.
Yeah.
It's almost like when you're walking down the street and you see like all like the construction zone and you see all the different pieces all put together and you're like, dude, that's so complex. I could never.
Yeah.
But it all starts with one thing and then there's a problem. So you add a piece there and then there's another problem. So you do that. And then suddenly you have this great amalgamation of creativity and then it comes out great. I love it. That's the best part about it.
That's the beauty of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those things where, I ask a little bit about the process later, and I feel like that kind of already gives an insight to it, because there's so many times when you're thinking about a skate park and it's easy to kind of, not so much easy, but like you plan it out and stuff like that, right?
Yes.
Do you feel like that's a part of your process, or are you more kind of like, I'm going to wing it? Like something, for instance, like at the Dynamic warehouse where, with the side bowl and stuff like that, like, is that like drawn out? Do you kind of just hit like a, you know what I mean? Like, you just, or so, how does that kind of come about?
So the Dynamic is a bad example because I'm dealing with Scott, who is the most rigorous person ever.
Oh yeah, Scott's
and
great.
He has it all 3D printed or not 3D printed, like 3D modeled and figured out. Whereas, like when I'm doing my parks, it usually starts out with one spot or a little bit of inspiration I see, and then I go from there, and then I like expand it from there. But I spend some time. I literally have a blank piece of plywood and I draw it out on pencil and I just soul board it. I just figure out, okay, that much of a gap. And then it just like branches out from there.
Okay.
That's the planning process. So people are like, oh, what 3D CAD do you? And I'm like, I don't. I just go from the brain.
God damn. Just go from the dome pieces. Crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of your work and not just the parks, but we're talking like specific obstacles. By the way, we talked about one of your obstacles in the last pod, the one that looks like a pool coping. I forget the name. Like,
just the pool block. That to me
is like, you see it and you're like, that is like, why didn't anyone fucking think of that? You know, or But anyways, I bring that up to say that it seems like with your work, you're really good at like balancing realism and functionality, right? How hard is it, if at all, is it for you to find that balance where something looks good, but it functions good?
Yeah, I think that the issue is not necessarily maybe the balance of that. It's what you're going for. So, and I hate to say it, it's really just the knee-jerk reaction of how I feel about it. I have made some stuff where I'm like, dude, like, oh my God. And I've made some stuff where I'm like, yes. But also other people have made stuff that I would never think about. Yeah. And I'm just like, yes. Right. So, but once again, it is a knee-jerk reaction of, do I feel it? And am I stoked? There's a lot of stuff that like respect it, love it. But like that, I go back to the knee-jerk reaction. Sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. It is tricky to blend. Like, okay, my knee-jerk reaction is this would be amazing. And my knee-jerk reaction with regard to realism is it would be perfectly balanced or not. It's really hard to balance those sometimes, but sometimes it does ebb and flow. It kind of just depends on the project, really.
Damn. When it comes to your one-off obstacles, are these molded obstacles or are these all by hand? Because I imagine the parks are like by hand, right? Yeah. By hand, and then with the, you have your process we'll talk about, but for the one-offs, like for instance, like the pool coping one or the one you just dropped with like the face on it. I forget what it's called.
Oh, the spine face where it's like this and the spine. Yeah.
Yeah. Are those molded or?
Yeah. So, the pool coping block was 3D printed.
Okay.
I actually did that one myself. I drew the side profile, vectorized it, did everything on the computer myself. I learned how to do it.
Damn.
Essentially.
Okay.
And then I tried to make it as smooth as possible. And then I was like, you know what? I feel like just like with the abundance of Crete companies and everybody coming to the game and making things glass smooth, I was like, you know what? I feel like just how with like deck brands and the overabundance of deck brands coming in, really the thing that's actually going to probably make or break the sale isn't how rounded your edges are. It's actually the personality and the lore you bring to the brand.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? Like, so with the spine one, no 3D printing. I was like, I am going to put a piece of purple foam and I'm going to use fill material. And I just threw a bunch of crazy stuff at it. Fill material, plasters, gap fillers, crazy things. And I molded the little face on the side and I smoothed it out. And I just kind of made it this little weird amoeba creation of my mind. And then that is my best seller right now. And I think it's because people can sense that I put like, you know what I mean? I didn't just go like Jersey barrier, and no bad vibes to the people who have done that and the ones who pioneered that.
Yeah.
That's their place. But I don't think I can come in as a crew company and be like, I want to do Jersey barrier. And I've flown close to the sun with that a little bit.
Yeah.
But now as I've matured, I'm like, you know what? I need to make something more unique to me because that is what's going to sell. That's how I'm going to achieve this vision of the brand success that I subconsciously want.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I love it. Even though you've been a humble king this entire pod, I'm going to ask you a question that kind of pushes you
to the limit.
A little bit, okay? You don't have to name names. But when it comes to others that make Crete in our community, right? Other Crete companies, what is one thing you see consistently others getting wrong or missing the mark on?
I think there's two things. First off, PLA lines. If you're going to 3D print something, you have to take the time to sand it.
Hell yeah.
You have to take the time to fill those. There's so many tutorials of how to get rid of them properly. And there are people who have mastered that really well. But man, when I see 3D printed lines, it's like,
it's rough.
It just kills. Yeah. It just like, yeah.
It hurts the soul a little bit.
Yeah. And, it's the same thing with even like deck brands. Like if you have a deck and you can see the 3D printed lines on the bottom graphic, it's like, dude, you can send that out. You can put like the blue tape over. Like there's so many ways to, it's just like that extra care. So with concrete, yes, 3D printed lines, get those out of here. I also think, once again, I find value in trying to be humble. And like if you have a bucket of cement, concrete, whatever, and you put it in a tray, and then you let it go, and then you let it dry, and then the next day, you don't know how to work with concrete.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And free forming and like actually screeding and troweling and doing form work, it's a whole nother beast within itself.
Yeah.
Right?
I'd imagine.
You're dumping something in a cup and you're just letting it sit. There's the science behind making sure what you actually produce is strong and will live long. But I mean, you're not a concrete worker, man. You know, that's what I'd say.
I feel it.
And that's probably my most controversial take right there.
There it is, man. And I love it. I love it. Talk to me about this, right? Because this is another issue. Wait, really quick. I got to be nice.
Doesn't mean you can't learn, though. Learn the trade. Just go on YouTube and look up some tutorials. You'll figure it out, and you're going to kill it. Sorry, I have to be nice.
Hey, man, there you go.
Oh, I try to be an ass.
Love. Listen, talk to me about a proper way to pack your products, because I feel like some Crete companies, I don't want to say give others a bad name, right? But even myself, I'm kind of weary like ordering Crete stuff because I've seen really reputable brands, without naming names, ship something and it's like, why the fuck would you ship, this much concrete with little to no pack? Talk to me a little bit about packing your orders and just what that means.
So the name of the game is you just don't want movement in the box. You do not want your obstacle near a wall, and you don't want it to actually move around. If there is no momentum and it stays in place, it will not usually have the force to break, right? You need to be able to fit that box snug and think about, if someone punches it, is it actually going to hit the object, or is it actually going to move the object secondhand?
Okay.
You have those two things figured out, you're pretty good. Basically, bubble wrap till the end. You know what I mean? And there are resources where you can get free bubble mailers and use them for bubble wrap.
Yeah.
Right? We all know it. There's you can rip up free boxes and crumble them together to fill the big voids and then go in. If you wrap your obstacle and you can use spray foam, there's so many different ways, but you do not want movement in that package.
Okay. So what you're saying is don't ship your shit with just packing peanuts.
No, actually, I'm going to give a shout out to Ricky over at Good Evening.
Good Evening.
He literally said, he was like, Bungee Tech. And I was like, what? Because he made that crazy like white like art piece. It's an art piece.
Yeah.
And I was like, would you ever how do you even ship this? He's like, Bungee Tech. Like without even thinking. He's like, you attach bungees to every single corner. And then the bungees are like, so it's in the middle.
Shit.
And so it's just like bling, but it never hits the wall of the box. I'm like, dude, there's no one like
the
you.
Old fucking DVD logo that just bounces.
But it actually never hits the corners.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no one like you. You are the lightning response time of that is so awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Much respect and love to him.
We gotta get him on the pod. We had Dan on the pod who does Ritual. And he just could not say enough good things about
Total
that
sweetheart. Yeah. Ricky said some things to me recently that really meant the world.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He seems like such a rad guy. Would love to get him on the pod. Let's do a couple more possible questions that possibly will get you canceled.
Here we go.
Give me your big three in concrete right now.
Oh, okay.
No context.
Yeah. So, okay. No context.
No context. Just three, and we're moving on.
Okay. I think that Good Evening is incredible. I took so much inspiration, and I still take inspiration. Ricky is a genius with this stuff, and he's such a pioneer.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm giving context. I feel
like there's no way to not talk about Good Evening and not give context, though.
Yeah.
I'll let the context slide.
It is incredible. Half Cut Thumb is mind-bendingly incredible. What he just did, what he's been doing in Europe, specifically in France at that one park.
Yeah.
Incredible. Sorry, context again. His forming work, insane. The best forming work I've seen. Sorry. Third, you know what? Damn. I'm looking at that Ritual obstacle. I think Dan over at Ritual has been actually doing really good. Coming out of the gate strong and with a great attitude too.
Oh, dude, we spent a lot of time at Fingerboard Con. Yeah. Especially the last night we were there. We just sat in like the ballroom with maybe 5 or 6 of us, and we probably played games of skate for like 2 hours straight. And let me just tell you, dude, aside from like having fire Crete, dude is such an incredible fingerboarder.
Oh, that's so cool.
Dude, and he doesn't come out in the most respectable way. He doesn't present like he's just like gonna kill it. And he started coming up for the games of skate. Bro, took Christian to T almost immediately.
And
he's a beast,
humble
bro.
king, man.
He's a beast. Shout out Dan.
He's a very kind person.
All right. Worst 3 Crete company. No, I'm just kidding. Could you imagine? That would be fucking crazy. All right. But you know what? Here's one that I feel like could get a little sticky. Okay. When it comes to something as simple, and you know what? I think I asked you this in your previous pod, so maybe not as sticky as I think.
Yeah.
But I think totally valid though. When it comes to something as simple as a sidewalk or a trash can or like a basic ledge, do you think that it's fair for any one Crete company to try and lay claim to something as simple as like a trash can or like a loaf ledge? Or talk to me about that.
You know what's funny? I've thought about this question since we last met.
Perfect.
And before I answer it, I'm going to flip the question back to you and to the audience.
Oh my God, dude. This is not... All right.
Does any deck brand own the idea like RealWear or own concave or own the idea of a twin tail, like things that make a board unique but can also be universal? I think the problem with concrete right now is that it's pretty new in the game.
Okay.
Deck building tech has been out there for a while, hence why I've done it for so long.
Yeah.
Concrete tech, and especially with fingerboarding, hasn't been out very long. And so it's new. And so look, if I build something and it's similar to someone else's, like you have to be respectful to the person who like pioneered it, but also at a certain point, sometimes it does feel like I'm the second ever skateboard company to have concave.
Yeah.
Or like sometimes it does feel like not that many I'm like the third fingerboard company to use bearing wheels.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So like that's a tricky question because concrete is such an abstract idea. Yeah, of course, if I just like rip everything, that's an easy question to answer. But the idea of what someone brings to the table and how far you can deviate from that, it's tricky with concrete right now because there's not a lot out there. And so it's just a game of ruthless comparison right now.
Right. That's
kind of the nature of my answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not going to create like a jersey barrier, like no.
Yeah. No jersey barrier. I should probably get a little more. That. Yeah. But yeah, if I, yeah.
Okay. We'll leave it at that. I love it. Listen, talk to me about, and I know we kind of already touched on your process of kind of free-forming the parks and stuff like that, but just for someone who needs like a super high overview, start to finish, a concrete park, give us a high overview. Yeah. I mean, because I'm going to be honest with you. When I think concrete obstacles, and maybe this is just because I don't, that's not my realm at all. You know what I mean? I'm just thinking like you pour concrete into a mold, pop it out, it's done.
Yeah.
But when it comes to a park, I was watching some of your videos. I was like, holy shit, there's like motherfucker like carving it out of foam. You have like metal, you have like metal in there and stuff like that. So give us a high overview, start to finish.
Yep.
What are we looking at?
Yeah. So you want to make sure you have a good base, right? If you have a base, a piece of plywood or a piece of foam that's going to bow like an airplane wing, movement under concrete will cause it to crack. It's why the sidewalks are cracked. The earth moves underneath, cracks.
Okay.
Concrete has incredible compression strength, but terrible tensile strength. So you can squeeze, but boom, breaks.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that your base is solid. That's why I usually always have the 2x4 frame.
Okay.
Right? Make it as solid as like that table, right? That table's a really good base for a concrete part.
Nice table.
Then what you want to do is you need to realize that concrete does not bond to wood. It does not bond to existing concrete. That's called a cold joint. So like if I just dumped concrete on that table, you'd be like, what the hell, man? But I'd be like, no problem. Because the next day I could just like hit it slightly with a hammer and it would just chip right off. Yeah. So what you got to do, you got to screw down. They're called anchors. You got to screw down so the concrete can bite onto the screw, and the screw is the thing in the table that is holding it in place.
Okay.
Next thing you got to know is like, don't waste money and don't waste the opportunity to have your park not be too heavy. Yeah. That's why there's the foam, right? I guess I theoretically could make an entire giant mega bowl that's just perfectly concrete, all molded, but it is all about foam and being able, like, foam filler. You don't need to have it be all concrete. The metal is what actually allows the concrete to bite onto things as you go up the transition or in areas. And rebar it's called rebar, but it's just like metal rebar ties for fingerboarding. Okay. It's like scientifically proven to like improve the strength of concrete. Insane. That's why every broken concrete infrastructure you see, metal rebar all over sticking out.
Right.
Yeah. So even when it does crack, it stays in place. Things like that. And then the last tip is like make sure like concrete always butts up against concrete. You don't want it to feather over, right? Because if it feathers over, that's just a cold joint right here, and it'll chip up over time.
Damn.
You want concrete to be like a butt joint. That's why there's all those lines in the sidewalk. Concrete butts up against existing concrete. So when you're planning out your park and you're planning out the sections, make sure they butt up together like you're giving yourself a fist bump.
Right.
That's probably the best. But yeah.
Damn.
Working with concrete is a whole nother thing. But if you want me to give you a quick 30-second, I can help. But yeah.
There you go, man. If someone wrote you, and this kind of goes back to the whole gatekeeper conversation that I think that always pops up every couple months to every couple years in fingerboarding or realistically any like hobby or niche thing like that, right?
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about the whole gatekeeping aspect, about information sharing is more so what it is. Because when you say gatekeeping, there's so many like, are you talking about this or that? But specifically with like information sharing, like for instance, when I posted that you were going to be on the pod and said, you know, hey, questions from the internet, multiple people were like, you know, what is his exact mix? Mm-hmm. And so like, how do you kind of navigate, like when you get those messages, which I'm sure you do, hey, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do you kind of navigate what information you're willing just to give out versus not wanting to also kind of stunt the growth of like the younger up-and-comers?
Okay, I'm going to say something that might be controversial. Here we go.
There we go. Got ready
I think gatekeeping is good.
Whoa.
To an extent.
Okay.
Don't be an asshole about it. But like, you know, there is value and there is tough, like what is it? Toughing it out, like being met with the stoppage and overcoming it and figuring out it is a good feeling. And it's what I did for many years. However, with respect to asking me, I will help you. And if the intentions are true, I really try my best to give you the info that you need to excel, given that you have the stoke to propel yourself to do good. If you want to know my mix, no aggregate. You don't need rocks. So like a fine pigment, high PSI mix. High PSI means high pressure. It just means the strength of the concrete.
Okay.
So you can even AI, what's a really good, no aggregate, high PSA mix? That blue Cemental bag, I've done a lot of work with just that. No extra additives in it. That blue Home Depot cement bag, I have done more work with just that. And some of the smoothest pieces, even part of the Dynamic Bowl, the Black River Bowl, major pieces have been that cement bag.
Yeah.
Because once again, it is not the mix that will yield the smoothness that you are looking for. It is the work. It's not the paint or the brush. It's the painter's stroke that allows the painting.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
You just blew my fucking mind. Yes, I know. I feel like I know what you mean, and it's like I didn't even know what you meant until you said it, and then I realized what you meant.
And you know, there you go. That first part of the question about gatekeeping, it is good to an extent. You need to understand that if you're just fed the information, like you're just given everything, the stoke might fizzle out. Like the people who have been gatekept and have stuck in it and have figured it out and there is value in those people who have stuck with it, right?
Love it.
It's almost like getting too spoiled too early in life, almost, and then you're just like,
Hell yeah.
That's controversial. There you go.
There you go,
Maybe
man.
controversial.
I'm gonna clip
I
that.
will not gatekeep you though. Come on, DM. People know how patient I am in the DMs, and if I don't seem patient, I'm just burnt out. I get a lot of messages.
No. Yeah. I can only imagine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there you go. Listen, obviously I want to talk about some of the more iconic spots you've built and stuff like that, and like the Black River Bowl and stuff like that. But let me ask, you've done a lot of like replica, like at the one that's at Flat Face. I don't know if it's still there, but you did like a
North Bend.
North Bend award, like it's like an award-winning park and stuff like that.
Grandland won an award for that.
Is there a well, let me back up. Is there a in real life skate spot that you want to make that you haven't? And if so, which one?
Garfield High School rails. That's Jimi Hendrix's high school. It's the one with the giant 10 stair, and you'll know it, but they have these stone handrails. Okay. Just like the one that Mike has on that Black River Park. Or just like the level ledges rail with concrete, but they're all glass smooth. The Garfield High School rails are like real rough concrete, like the rocks showing.
Yeah.
And I think I know how to do it, but it's going to take some real meticulous planning.
Okay.
But that is the number one thing on my list that I want to replicate.
I love that.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've been working with concrete for a long time, making obstacles, constantly getting better. Do you feel like you're someone that once you have it down, like arguably now that you have it down packed, at least what it seems like with your obstacles, like, are you still chasing like, what can I do better? How can I improve? How can I be more efficient? Or do you kind of find the way, like, do you just kind of find how to make it work and you just spam that?
Yeah. You know, at a certain point, what works.
Yeah.
Right. But there are so many intricacies that you think of and learn every time. I still learn from builds. It's really why I try to not be like, oh, I'm the sickest guy ever right now, because then you get better and you go, oh my God, like, why did you say you were sick back then?
Yeah.
You didn't know what you were talking about because you learned new insight. So yeah, I am always learning new little intricacies, but yeah, my overall process is still very much similar because the process of concrete finishing has been like tried and true, and it obviously works.
We talked about, like, let me ask you this. If someone were to want to build a concrete park or something like that, in your mind, what if everything else went wrong with their build? What is the one thing they could not fuck up on? Like, if you had to pick one thing, is it the finish? Is it the prep work that goes into it? Is it the mix? Like, what's the one thing that cannot go wrong in order to have a half decent park?
Prep work. So.
Okay.
That half cut thumb, the guy who did the park in France. Yeah. And I mean, incredible.
Yeah.
But I left a comment on that post and I said great form work. The prep work for that is insane. You'll notice that park, no matter how crazy the stair sets are, there's always a start point and an end point. So like the hubba, for instance.
Okay.
There's a hubba with metal on each side. All you have to do is just take a screed and go from your high point. You just run a line and it's a perfect height.
God damn.
Right? Or like the banks. He has a metal up top, metal down low, screed, perfect height. Right?
Damn.
And then you finish it. But like the foundation work is so easy. Could you imagine that park if he tried to like just eyeball trying to make everything level?
Yeah.
It's a whole nother game. The form work on that park is incredible, and it yielded the best fingerboard park that has been made to this day.
God damn.
I cannot give him enough credit for that.
That's a high compliment.
Yeah. It's insane. In my opinion, it is the best engineered park. It's incredible.
Let's talk about some of your iconic builds, right? I want to talk about the Black River Bowl in no specific order. Give me this the backstory behind the Black River Bowl. Does it still live at Index?
It still lives at Index.
Love it.
Yeah.
Shout out the guys from Index.
Yeah.
I'm actually potting with Nash Friday.
Oh, really?
Part 2.
Is he coming out here?
He's coming here. He'll be sitting right there.
Woohoo. That's cool.
It is, dude. Shout out Nash.
Nash is a sweetheart.
Yeah. Oh, dude, love Nash. Give me the backstory on the bowl and how it came to be.
Yeah.
Just give me the backstory on it.
Yeah. I think it was Andy. Andy hit me up. Andy from Knife. He
another sweetheart.
Oh, dude, for real. He was incredible. Yeah. He gave me so much stoke. He was the one who truly believed in me. He said, I am all for what you're doing. We are opening a store in Chicago.
Yep.
And I want you to make a bowl. And, and we just worked through it and made sure, and he really vouched for me and my skill set. And like, I don't think if it wasn't for him, I don't know if it would have happened.
Did you make that at home and ship it? Or did you go out to Chicago?
Yeah. Yeah. So,
oh shit.
Crazy lore. I built it at home and I FaceTime with Andy all the time to make sure that the measurements was right. Cause him and Nash were building the table for it. So they gave me the measurements. I was building it at home. He gave me the design, what he wanted. I was real meticulous with the bill. It's the Black River store, right? Yeah. Everything's gotta be just, the Cowply one, I was like, whatever. Because there's not a straight line on a Cowply drawing at all. John Coward drawing.
For the art of it.
For the art of it, right? Like any drawing he does is no straight line. So I was like, I don't need any forms or whatever. I was just, but the Black River one, right? I had to make sure it was perfect. So I spent a lot of time perfecting it. I stayed up until, I think I was pouring until 5 a.m.
Holy shit.
And then I had to go to work a few hours later. And then after work, that was the first time that my buddy Ben, Dual Durometer, came over. My buddy Jack, Mellow Kook, came over. My buddy Gabe Scott came over for the first time. Like we all, like in all of our homies, we all met, and like the troweling crew, like truly like sealed that night of like, and that's actually the edit where like I stamped Chris Daniels with the Black River stamp on his stomach.
I can't believe you just said that.
That was the night.
My next fucking question, because we're talking about Black River, is about stamping Chris Daniels with the damn stamp.
Yes.
What is the story behind the stamp?
So I had to stamp the side of the bowl before I shipped it.
Okay.
With the Black River thing, and then I signed it like, thank you so much. And then I was like, yeah, let's have one good sesh before I ship this thing out tomorrow.
How'd you get the stamp though?
They sent me the file, the Black River skull file.
Okay.
And then I found a stamp maker that does it like on a large scale, and and then just added it to the invoice. But that night things just got a little silly, and then my buddy, hello Steven, PNWFB, Crazy Ripper.
You have some heavy hitters.
Oh yeah, we got
locals.
Yeah,
dude.
we got some crazy looks for sure. Yeah. But he was just he always films, and he's just like, stamp Chris on the Black River thing, and I was just like, Chris just shirt up, good old Freaky Daniels, man.
Dude, man, Chris is he's crazy, man. That's another one who I've been chasing for the pod, bro. We've been trying to set it up.
What's crazy?
2 years.
He DM'd me, and he's like, I want, like, it was something along the lines of like, it was like the urgency of like, I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Chris. Hello, Chris.
Chris, dude. I can't glaze that guy enough whenever he comes up in interviews.
Oh, yeah.
I can't glaze it. Listen, Can
I just tell you something genuinely?
Yeah.
You don't even know the half of it. Just go out to the Northwest and hang out with us. You'll see it instantly.
Oh man,
there's a whole nother side to him. He's the best.
No. Listen, hopefully
he's incredible.
Hopefully he's not upset that I put this out there. But so we're doing, and I haven't even announced this, so maybe this is like a fucking exclusive. But we're doing, I think I mentioned it, like the whole influencer only quote unquote like, and it's more so like a project, just to not to get too into it, but just to kind of like poke fun at the notion that like influencer fingerboarders can't fingerboard or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. But anyways, he's a part of it, obviously.
Yeah.
One of the fucking OG influencers, but. So we have a group chat, right?
Mm-hmm.
He sends a clip of him doing the most diabolical fucking blunt on his drink of choice.
Oh yeah.
Flip back to blunt on a full fucking, bro, he is an absolute beast.
He's
Daniels.
He's the Gandalf of fingerboarding.
I love it. I love it. Just to wrap up the whole Black River bowl situation, how long did it take you to build it? If you had to put it like a 4 hours, 5 hours, like in total, all the time added up, what do you think that took you?
So because it was so meticulous and I had to be so rigorous.
Yeah.
1 full shift for the form work.
Yeah.
1 full shift for like the rebar cage and getting the pull coping blocks like perfectly set.
Yeah.
And 1 full day of finishing.
Okay.
So I would say 3 full shifts in total.
Shit.
Yeah. And then, shipping it out the next day. And boy, oh boy, I remember it said delivered, and I texted Andy, like, did it show up? Yeah. And Andy was busy, and he got back to me like 8 hours later, and it was a tough 8 hours. I was like, oh my God, it showed up broken. He's so pissed, like, or he doesn't know how to tell me it's broken or something.
Yeah. Let me ask you, if you don't mind me asking, obviously I don't care how much they paid for it, but how much was the shipping? Because that is fucking...
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking concrete.
I think shipping was around 180.
Okay, not so bad.
It's because...
I was expecting it to be more.
You would expect it to be more, right?
Yeah,
but once again, there is value in finding... It's mostly foam. It's not as heavy as you think it's going to be.
God damn.
And there's no rock aggregate in the mix, which would also add weight. So it's
totally just... this just popped into my mind. We already backtracking here. We already talked about you molding like certain obstacles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Your bird baths, are those all freehand or you mold those? I
made the bowl freehand.
Yeah.
And then I molded it. The casting technique was shown to me by Ricky because
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, once again, it's just like, it's the most efficient way to do it. It's why people have concave on skateboards. Yeah. It's just the most efficient. That's the reason they're on every skateboard. It's just the only, I can't make a bowl. The reason the bird baths are the thing, everyone wanted me to make a bowl.
Yeah.
It's too much time. It's too much money. It costs like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I wanted to make like a reproducible bowl and it had to be my own work. The parent bird bath is my bowl. I set every block.
Yeah.
I smoothed it all out my hand and then I casted it.
Yeah.
So it's like that profile. That's, ABD.
I love it. All right. Sorry. That was just... It didn't come up before, and I was like, wait a minute. I got to ask about the fucking bird.
Yeah. Shout out birds, dude.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love me a bird.
Yeah.
You ever heard of a shoebill?
Oh, dude,
Yeah, that scary bird.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't even want to talk about it, bro.
I'm not even going to lie.
No, I'm not. Wait.
Yeah.
It's too late, bro. I don't want to. Yeah. I've got to walk upside.
The homies are hyped right now. Shout out, Gabe.
Dude, the sound it makes. Sounds like a machine, like...
Oh, my God.
Should we just Google that right now? Should we just Google? I'll just title that. We'll just title this Live, Laugh, Love with a shoe bill.
Oh, my God. I'm losing my mind.
I'm telling you, man. Right? Shoe bills are fucking crazy. Anyways,
yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Don't Google shoe bill bird at night.
Exactly.
You'll be there's one picture that comes up on Google. Bro, look at this. Look at the hair on my arm, bro.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I was about to say fuck shoe bills, but I'm scared to even say that, bro. Okay, never mind. Shout out birds. Moving on. Let's talk about the North Bend Bowl that lives. Yeah, that went sideways fast, bro. Shout out all birds.
Dude,
yeah, if there's any birds listening to this that are offended, I apologize. All right.
So much.
North Bend Bowl, Flatface headquarters. Talk to me about the build time. Give me a little bit of backstory.
Yeah. So that I did not expect that to be at Flatface.
Okay.
I did not expect Mike to buy it. I was like, Fingerboard Con 2. I'm going to build something. I was talking to my buddy Gnarl Joe.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, you should build something like just fucking crazy for Fingerboard Con 2. You should ship it there with all your other concrete and whatever. And like, hopefully someone buys it or like just give it away or you know what I mean? Like, but like have something at the table that like is like your best thing you got.
It's gonna fucking hit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it did.
Dude, yeah, people were stoked on it. Dude, Skate God Mini went berserk when he saw it.
Dude.
And he's such a character. But I was just like,
shout out that dude.
Dude, shout out Skate God Mini. Seattle Loke, by the way. Seattle guy.
Really?
Yeah.
Because now obviously now he's
like
in Vegas
or something. But yeah. But back to the thing. So I love skating North Bend. It's beautiful. Okay. So the guy who I worked with at Grindline, his name is Max Holben. He is part of like Dope Planet and stuff. And he truly, he is like the mastermind at Grindline of like doing. And there's just so much like little, even just spending a few days with him, so much I learned from him. But he's the one who poured and helped and kind of had the craziness behind like North Bend. That little mini rock bowl, he was like, it's stupid. There's like 2 drains. We should have one that's actually just like a little fried bowl or whatever. And I was like,
yeah.
Yes, that's perfect. So I just have a lot of love for that bowl. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to run it. In hindsight, it was before I got better with my forming work.
Okay.
And it was better. I got better at like the knuckle with the pull coping since then. Right. I've gotten better at a great many things. Yep. Also, North Bend is a real tight radius transition. And I tried to stay true to that with the fingerboard build, but I don't think it translates over to fingerboarding as easy.
Yeah.
That bowl is pretty hard to use. It's not my best work. And I actually I get anxiety every time I go to that warehouse now because I'm just like, maybe I should build like a better one that's newer. You know what I mean? Once again. Yeah.
And you bring up Grindline. Do you have a history? Because in our first podcast, you mentioned you have a little bit of history with Grindline.
Yeah. So first off, like I'm not going to be here like, oh yeah, I worked a job where I was able to work with them for a few days.
Yeah.
And I was the grunt. You know what I mean?
Oh,
those dudes are the true masters.
Oh,
but Grindline is from Seattle. Mark Hubbard is a Seattle loc. And,
hell yeah.
And, and him and Red built, Burnside back in the 90s. And then they did their own thing. And Mark started Grindline in Seattle. So I know a lot of the dudes. I've learned a lot from them. But yeah, when it comes to skate park building, dude, I shut my fucking mouth and I just
is doing the work.
I just nod and I'm just like, yep, because I am.
You're Maki
that's
on the job.
Dude, CreteDoctor disappears and I am Maki.
You're Maki, bro.
Yeah.
I love it. You know what's funny is I think we have a Grindline park in Orange County.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, they're everywhere. Even like San Juan Capistrano that just opened up. That was a Grindline. Like they're everywhere, dude. Man. Yeah, there's
that's fire.
They've done some just amazing work.
I love that.
Yeah.
And there was in the same interview, same topic. You were talking about a YMCA skate park.
Yes.
I hate to jump around. Give me the lore on that real quick.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we're here.
So this is always fun about Grindline. So cities used to be the ones who would contract and make skate parks. Right. And that's why there's so many crazy skate parks like with hubbas going into bowls and the crazy 45-degree rail and stuff. Skaters weren't building the parks and they were crazy. Right. Like they just weren't it. So when Red and did Dreamland and well, I guess they were working together at the time, but back in the early days of Grindline and Dreamland, people didn't know about people didn't know that Mark and Red were just like crazy skaters in the best way.
Yeah.
They were just like, you know how to skate. We don't even know anything. You guys are the skaters. Here's money.
Yeah.
And dude, that's why some of those early Grindline parks up in Seattle are just insane.
Yeah.
Like insane. There's like an opening day shot of one of the parks and there's like a handful of like Washington Street style DIY just rippers.
Yeah.
Like having the greatest time. And there's like an entire sea of little kids and parents and they're just like standing on the side scared.
Yeah.
Because this park is like enormous. Yeah. And one of those parks is the YMCA park that I run in Mukilteo.
Damn.
So I have a main job. I do fundraising for the YMCA.
Okay.
And I also run the skate park there. It's a huge 20,000 square foot, 2004 monstrous Grindline built park by Mark himself. And there's a lot of lore at that park.
Yeah.
And it's really cool to all the kids learning how, like the next generation of Stoke, the next generation of skaters. But man. It's pretty tricky when I'm trying to teach kids how to skate and like the smallest quarters, like gnarly. It's like teaching kids T-ball and you're already throwing curveballs at them. It's just like, oh my God. Like not everybody like is Andy Roy who's just like, send it.
Yeah,
like,
just send it, bro. Just keep the pressure on the front foot.
Oh, dude. If there's like a Ninja Turtles helmet, I'm like, oh God. Like,
yeah. Or the helmets with the fucking little rubber spikes.
The rubber spike.
Oh, bro, the rubber spikes. Kill me, bro. Oh, man. God.
I mean, here's the thing. We know how to do it such that they won't slam the first day and they have a good time.
Yeah.
It's a long road though. No,
100%.
I have my days.
100%. Yeah. Listen, my son, 7 years old, it's his board over there. 100%. Like when he first started pushing around and he would fall and get hurt, like, obviously, as a parent, you comfort your kid. But like I've told him early on, he's been kind of on and off for about 6 months to a year now. And I told him, I was like, baby, like this is going to sound crazy, but like part of like skateboarding and falling in love with skateboarding is learning how to fall and like, it's part of it. You know what I mean? It's part of it. So now it's funny because now we'll be at the park and, he has his helmet on and stuff like that. And, he'll eat it and he'll just get up and just keep going. And I told my wife and my mom, like my mom will be like, freaking out. I'm like, dude, that's part of it.
That's
like,
part of it.
And I always tell my son, if you're going to skate, you have to understand that like, there's no way you're not going to,
you're going to get broke off.
You're going to, that's what I'm saying. Everyone does. Everyone has that. Like, there's no way to go through life skateboarding and not fucking just totally get fucked at one point. You know what I mean?
Wait, you want a crazy story really quick?
Yeah. Hit me with it. I mean, all we got is time.
Okay, cool. All right.
Saying.
Everyone's
just don't, as long as it's not about a fucking shoe bill.
No,
because I'm still free. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, I'm still fucked up. I was thinking about the damn shoe bill with the all right, go ahead.
I know exactly, dude. I know. Oh my God, I can't believe we're talking about birds. I love it. All right. So anyway, everyone's always like, "Oh, you've been skating so long. How many bones have you broken?" Right? I've broken my pelvis running the 100 meter.
Yeah.
I broke my arm trying to impress a girl in 2008 on the monkey bars.
That's
dumb
crazy.
shit.
That's crazy.
I finally broke a bone skating on June 28th, 2024.
Yikes.
Skate in a backyard bowl.
Okay.
Here's the scar right there.
There it is. Okay.
It was 6 weeks to the date before my wedding.
Oh no.
And I it was just a back 50. It kind of willied out.
Yeah.
And I just like butt slid, but my hand was right there. Doink. Yeah. I remember thinking, I was like, God, I hit that pretty hard. And I looked up and there was just a slight little bend. And I went, holy shit.
Yeah.
And then I tried to do like the finger move and I couldn't move my fingers. And I freaked out and I pulled out my phone. I was like, what's the date 6 weeks from today? Wedding. Bridal shower was Monday. And it was on a Friday. Like that. My bachelor party that I had planned since February was in Lake Tahoe.
Did you get married in a cast?
I did not, thank God.
Oh,
the bridal shower.
Okay.
So the bridal shower, I have my cast on.
Yeah.
Lake Tahoe. I had my little stupid swim cover, which actually added like a floaty. So I was having a good time. Yeah. I was able to swim. And because I had surgery, I was able to get the splint off. They were like, are your groomsmen going to tackle you? Don't do the worm, shit like that. But we will get you to the altar with
Don't do the worm kind of sucks.
I know.
You know what I mean? Just in case you had a plan, you're like, fuck. Maybe we should postpone the wedding.
What's the saying? Every little girl dreams about her wedding day. Every man dreams about doing the worm at his wedding day.
Oh man. There you go, man.
But no, right? But once again.
Put that on a bumper sticker.
For real, my wife was so chill.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until even like a few months ago, she was like, yeah, when you called that day, I was like freaking out. But she was chill throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
It almost like freaked me out more. I was like, you should want to kill me right now. Like, and I was like, so upset because I'm like, and you're not upset. And I like match my freak in terms of like me being upset right now. Yeah. But she was great and gracious through the whole thing.
Damn.
Once again, we
gotta like double date at some point. I feel like the wives would get along.
Yeah.
Because there's times where like, like I'm expecting him like, fuck, like I gotta tell my wife this. And hit her with it, and she's just like, hi. Yeah, she just rolls. I always tell my wife all throughout our lives, like she's been the spontaneous one. Like the spontaneity in our relationship and our life. And again, that's why I credit her with my fingerboarding or just like tons of fun shit we've done in our lives. Mm-hmm. Like she's the spontaneity. I'm always like the one that's, I got to think it through. I got to plan it. And so many things we've done in our life and so many experiences I wouldn't have had if she hadn't just been like, nah, let's go. Let's just do it. You know what I mean? And it's God, man.
Yeah.
Shout out wives, bro.
Yeah. Shout out to the wives once again. Shout out to the significant others.
Hell yeah, dude.
Who add to your life in a good way.
Hell yeah, dude. I love that. Let's do this. Let's keep going with your iconic builds, right? The most recent one. Okay. There's two left. Most recent one is the Harrier knockoff. At Mike's house.
Yes.
I was actually there a few hours before you got there. And I was bummed out that I was just like, yo, where the fuck is Jason, bro? And Mike kept pulling out his phone. He's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? We have to leave, bro. Like, I'm trying to see this. Talk to me a little bit about that. Obviously, when I took questions from the internet, so many people were like, does he have the actual Harrier mix?
The material?
Like, are we going to get a Harrier X, CreteDoctor? Like, or someone wanted to know, does he have like the dude who does like, Harrier Creed or whatever? Like, does he have his blessing? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So give me more on how did that come about?
Yeah, so it all started with Mike. Luca, who works for Mike.
Beautiful guy.
Isn't Luca nice, dude? He's such a sweetheart.
He's the best. What's his Instagram?
603 Fingers, I believe.
Fingers.
Yes.
We hung out with that guy. He was there for the pod. So when I was podding with Mike, Jake and Christian were sitting off cam, and the homie Lucas the entire time, the entire like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Was standing up fingerboarding. He's a beast.
Oh, he's so he's so good with it. But he's also a kind human, and that goes a long way.
Yeah.
So he bought one of my bird baths off. I think it was like the first drop.
Okay.
And then he just brought it over to Mike's house, and then Mike messaged, what was it? I think he like posted a clip or something.
Yeah.
Or something. And then he and then he messaged me and was like, "This is insane." And then he was like, "Dude, we should." What was it? No, he wanted me to make one for him.
Yeah.
But like amethyst. So like, I don't know if you've seen on his story, there's the Harrier one, but there's also that one with the flat face shield that's purple out of amethyst stones. He might post it.
Okay.
He got both at the same time, obviously. So, you can only post so many of, I get it. But like, yeah. So I did one with like a ladder that's like purple amethyst stones. I did one where there's like amethyst stones and so that's the one. And then he was stoked on that. And then I just woke up from a text from him and he was just like, dude, we should do it out of Harrier material. And then he sends me another text. Harrier material.
Dude.
And I was just like, you know what? Like, why not? I was there when Harriers dropped the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have one. I love the material. Bing, bing, bing. Like I was, Harold's original tagging work it still is like, he is a huge source of inspiration.
Hell yeah.
And when do you not get this opportunity? Like, so I was like, you know what? Yeah. So what I did is I shipped the mold with the bowl that I was getting him, and then it was just at his place. And then, after Fingerboard Con, and we set, I told him what I needed. I shipped some tools with it.
Damn.
Sorry. I just had to take a drink of water. So one thing I will say, I know you're all like, does he not know? I know and I don't know. Mike brought out the material.
Okay.
And was like, this is super secret. Like he stressed, this is secret stuff.
Yeah.
And brought it out in clear baggies. And I'm just like, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Like, I'm not trying to be like, so it's totally fine.
Yeah.
Right. I don't need to know. It's his, I'm a guest in this space. That's okay. So I don't know the material verbatim.
Okay.
I will say, as soon as I mixed it, because I told Mike, I was like, this is a new material for me. It might not work. This might, and Harriers sometimes can break if you look at them wrong. So I was like,
dude, listen, sorry.
I
was in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
I bought one from the source.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Jake and I walked to the dude's car.
Oh
and
yeah.
He cracked the hatchback.
So sick.
And bro, Jake bought like a little like long ledge.
Mm-hmm.
I brought like it was almost like a barrier looking one, smaller. Came home, it was in 4 pieces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still salty. I shouldn't have even brought that up. Ruined my own fucking night.
I know.
All right,
sorry, man.
Go ahead.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's such a brittle and high. Yeah. It's a crazy material.
So good though.
It's amazing.
Sorry,
when you sesh it, it's good.
Yeah.
I will say when I mixed it and I felt it in the bucket, I had a really good idea what it was. And it was this, and I was like, yeah, okay. I know what this is, but I wasn't like, oh, cool. I know Harry. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to have to do a bowl with this stuff.
Yeah.
Because concrete with like its elasticity and viscosity and everything works really well for molding bird baths.
Yeah.
This material that I'm working with does not.
Shit.
It works against you in a sense for this particular project.
Right.
So I was like, oh no, I was like, oh my God. And I'm, and I have Mike and Luca and all these people like standing around looking at me like med student. You know what I mean?
There was a picture of you that Mike posted,
dude,
where you look stressed the fuck out.
I know. I told Mike, I was like, I was like, I look like Leatherface. I have like a crazy like hole in my shirt right here, in my armpit.
Yeah, bro. You look insane in that picture.
One of them was me stressing. One of them was me relieved that it was finally like actually it worked.
Okay.
There's literally,
obviously,
and I just laid down in his driveway afterwards.
That's
like
crazy. Laying in the driveway is crazy.
And I was just like, it's done. Like it's done. I don't have to stress about it. It actually worked. It's done. Yeah. And I just like, and I was like, but I was like, dude, I can't believe I'm laying down where like Rendezvous 1 happened. This is
I
cool.
know. We geeked out on that
when
we pulled stuff. Up. Bro, I literally took a picture of the outside of his damn house just because I was like, this is it. This is holy ground, bro.
I know. It is the cathedral. It's
man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is very cool.
So wait, last 2 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Does Harry know about the bowl?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Mike was texting Harry like as it was going down. Okay. Harry was stoked.
Okay.
Or Harold. Sick. Yeah. Harold. He was stoked. And I even shot.
Nice guy.
Incredible
I only met him
guy.
for a couple seconds when he cracked the hatchback, but fuck, nice guy.
We talked a little bit like a little while ago. He's like, yeah, like I know your work and stuff and like some like sick, man. But yeah, Mike was texting him throughout the whole thing. And I even shot him a message afterwards. And I was just like, dude, like this is such a dream come true. Like, thank you for your blessing. This is,
hell
yeah. It really is a dream come true. I am not going to lie. Don't want to be weird, Mike, but like in 5th grade, I literally had dreams that I was at that house. And I would wake up and I'd be like, oh my God, like, damn. Yeah. And like literal dreams. It's not true.
Weird. I dreamt about Mike yesterday.
Okay. So there we go. Sick. I dreamt about birds yesterday, dude.
Don't fucking do it, bro. I'm telling you, I have a legit fear, and I'm gonna be serious, of shoe bills.
Okay.
And are you ready for this?
Yep.
This is serious.
Yep.
Dead serious. We asked my wife.
Yep.
The original Bigfoot footage.
Oh,
I know it's been debunked. Don't even do the movement, dog.
Sorry.
Like it freaks me out, man. I don't know what it is. Like the head turn. I don't even want to talk about it. All right. So we're not okay. Sorry. So we're not getting any any other hairier stuff with the material. That was a 101.
So in terms of the bowl, I mean, Mike was stoked. I mean, we all were like, the moment I actually popped the mold and we realized it worked, it was like we discovered fire, you know, or like, you know, it was.
That's the best way to put it. I can only imagine.
Yeah, we were just like so stoked. And yeah, Mike literally was like, we gotta do more of this. We gotta do it again. And he's been texting me a bunch about like, you know, picking my brain about stuff. And you can just tell.
Oh yeah, wheels are turning.
Like the engine started to go again. So that's really cool and inspiring to know that I'm playing a part in it. But more than anything, it's just a dream and I'm really enjoying it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Talk to me about the bowl that lives at the Slush Cold headquarters. Was that Fingerboard Con 1?
Yeah. That's a crazy one.
Yeah.
That is oh God, I haven't seshed it since I sold it, but that was back when I was in like so the dynamic bowl, the first one I did, I think that's my best bowl overall because I had fingerboarding in mind as well when I built it.
Okay.
And that's why the transition's very drawn out and it's accessible. And even like Greg, who is like rattly truck street guy, you know, with the worm and stuff and the shapeboard, he's still like, I love it because even with those crazy rattly trucks, it's still accessible and it's good.
Yep.
The slush coat, the one thing I'm like, man, Jason, why? I only had skateboarding in mind. I wanted to make a backyard amoeba pool that was just as quick as real life. And I don't think it translates as good to fingerboarding. I think the realism is sick. I hand laid all the tile. I'm stoked on it. But I also understand that it's a tricky sucker to film on and to use.
It's tight.
It's just how it is.
It's tight.
Plus, I broke my own rule. I have cinder blocks on it with 3D printed lines.
Oh, man.
See what I mean? If I had said, yeah, I'm the sickest dude ever at that bowl, boy, I'd be eating my words right now.
Yeah.
This is my point exactly. You know?
There you go, man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Let's change subjects a little bit, right? So now I want to talk about like DIY stuff because you obviously have an incredible DIY, which I understand is on your property.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's insane.
The crazy lore drop. Yeah.
Tell me about the DIY build. And then more specifically, I found out that was your DIY stuff back in January when those crazy floods happened. And you posted like the picture of like the pipe on the side and the crazy. Give me the lore on the DIY.
So, okay. So first off, if you've made it this far, thank you. And I can't, you know what was crazy?
Listen, we're over 2 hours.
Wow. Okay. Well, if you enjoyed me for this long, thank you. I'm having a good time.
I'm having a good time, man.
Sweet. I'm glad we're rolling. But you know what? If we've waited this long, then you're going to get the proper lore dump.
Yeah, man. Let's do it.
So, yes, it is my property. It is not a national park. Washington really is beautiful. Even at a residential level, that is property. Just like this, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it is, my dad worked for the railroad in like the 80s. And the property is right next to the railroad tracks. So those were all railroad plots. Even across the river were railroad plots. Yeah. And I can't remember how it went down, but my dad was actually able to attain a few plots. Yeah. And build a mountain cabin right there.
Oh shit.
But after he left, the railroad did some new clause or something and shut down the sale for everything else. Yeah. Basically what I'm trying to say, we have no neighbors and we will never have any neighbors. Plus, there's a waterfall that will kill you a half mile upstream. There's a waterfall that'll kill you a half mile downstream.
Damn, that's crazy.
So there's no people tubing or fishing through it. It is as untouched as you can get.
Damn.
It is so, and even when you swim there, you're not gonna be like, oh my God, I'm gonna go do it. Like the water gets so shallow at a point where you could literally it's ankle deep at a certain point. You can just walk out. So there's no actual immediate danger of falling off these waterfalls.
Yeah, because that kind of freaked me out for saying I was zoned out and I was thinking about falling off a waterfall.
Yeah, crazy stuff. No, you will not. So if you go swimming there, don't worry. Okay. But yeah, I grew up going there, because it's not like where I live, but it is our secondary property, mountain cabin home. Yeah. And so I always would go there and I'd build fires and stuff. And there was this one spot. It was just high enough. It's this high. It's perfect fingerboard height. And remember, I was there with my dad and we built a big stair set that went down to the water. And he was like, Jason, you could have a crazy fingerboard park here. Yeah. And he's like, you could have all the buddies come and sesh it, and it would be insane. And I don't know why, but the Billy String song Red Daisy played in my head. And I just thought of just like that song for some reason, and Good Vibes just all went, and I just imagined the edit in my head. Yeah. This was summer 2024.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, springtime? Fuck, I'm gonna build a DIY park there. Yeah. And I built it piece by piece. You know?
It's incredible.
Oh,
it truly is incredible.
It is a slice of heaven for sure. And it is our property. I made sure that I did everything I needed to do such that it was okay. I didn't dump things into the river. I was very environmentally cautious.
Right.
You know, at the end I measured it. It's 10 square feet, you know? Yeah, so like if you're going to freak out over it, I'm just going to warn you, when you figure out what a boat launch is, you're going to have an aneurysm, guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like damn. It's not the biggest environmental atrocity that has been done. Okay. Right? I was very conscientious, but yes, it is perfect. And even, and then the floods. The floods happened. So
that was wild.
Yeah.
When you posted the video of the water.
Yeah.
Well, that was insane.
Yeah. The river rose 38 feet.
Yikes.
And I rode off the park. I was like, oh, that's gone. That is gone. And because, I mean, literal tree. I mean, there's houses that were picked up and moved into the river now. Yeah. Like literal houses. I was like, it's over. It is over. And I was even thinking that steel bridge that you go across to get there was going to go. I mean, we were stressing out pretty hard. And then, you know, a few months later, we went down there and my dad's like, you know, if this thing lives, you really are the CreteDoc. And I was like, yeah, it's not. You know, Mallory even texted me. She's like, I'm so worried. Like, hope. And I was like, you know what? It's probably destroyed. Yeah. But I love to build more than anything. So it's okay. Like, but if I'll be a son of a gun, that thing lives. There is one small chip out of the pool coping on the very edge. Other than that, untouched. And that rock with the half pipe on it, I need a few people to move it back.
Yeah, I was about to say.
But it twisted 180 degrees lateral, and then it twisted 90 degrees on its axis that way. Damn. The water literally moved it. And it was a crazy flood. Even that stair set that we built, there were literal trees and rocks wedged between the stairs.
Damn.
Because there was so much force. I mean, trees, it's crazy. They're as clean as a maple bottom ply at a certain point. You can see how high the water went because it just ripped everything out from all the logs. But for some good reason, maybe it's probably more because it's tucked in like a little corner. It lived.
Hey, man.
It lived.
We got to check it out next time we're in town, dude.
As you should.
Dude. Let's do this. Let's clean up a little odds and ends here, right? Okay. I want to touch a little bit on the content creation side of things, right? Because, you know, I talked about my first experience with you being unknowingly being on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know. Are we going to get more voiceover stuff? Like, I mean, because that was huge.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I even used to live stream on TikTok. I used to do builds and talk with people while I was building.
I wonder if I was in one of those lives.
I feel you probably were. There's some people who were stoked. Probably. I mean, you know, the OG Ghostly, Esco, Jet, like all these dudes, like that was like the first exposure like to each other and like this new age of stoke, you know. I like with the voiceover stuff, I find my time as I'm growing older to run thinner and thinner. And like, I'm trying to just like get the builds out. Yeah. And like, it's hard. I do enjoy talking about this thing. Yeah. It's it's probably the reason why you got the vibe that like, oh, okay, this guy probably likes to talk. You know what I mean? It's fun to discuss things you love.
Yeah, it is.
And that's why the content creation side of it was so easy for me. It's why I enjoyed it. Yeah. It's fun to share and bathe in the things that you find so much enjoyment in life with. So yeah, I mean, in a sense, I want to, but not a lot of time.
Okay. I feel that. And I ask because, and I say this even with someone who's enjoyed like behind the scenes videos and stuff of even deck making. Some of those early videos, like when I started going back and I realized, holy shit, this is the fucking guy. Like, I think we talked about it. I think we talked about it off pod or whatever, like when you first got here, but it clicked. I didn't even realize that you were if Fingerboard Hunt 1, you'd given me a deck. Mm-hmm. And it was like, and I remember you gave it to me and I didn't remember it literally until like 2 days ago. And I started prepping for the pod and I was like, oh my God. And I went back in the vlog and I think we were here at Michigan Park. This is like 2 years ago, long story short, I put out boards for people to essentially use.
Mm-hmm.
Bad idea. but yeah, that was one of the boards that was taken. I was just like, bro, like I had a fucking like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? It's all,
I tend to think about those things like, hopefully whoever took it, like,
they're
just got super stoked on fingerboarding and just like, you know what I mean?
And now they're watching your vlog every day because now they're really into it. And you supplied them a childhood like mine.
Hey, man, there you go. That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the building the community in your area, right? You've done a couple curbside classics.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the lore on just a couple of events, that you've thrown, because obviously throwing an event is not easy.
Yeah.
Right? Finding a location, finding a time when it's not, super rainy and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just give me the high overview of what those events look like and just why I do those events in the first place.
Yeah. Well, I realized that there was a really good Northwest scene, really. I mean, I went to a skate shop event. It was so small in Oak Harbor called G's Skates. And I met like some of my best friends there. Like, dude, shout out Cody. Same hometown. We grew up in the same hometown. It took all this time to finally meet at an event.
Damn.
And like he has the same level of like history. Yeah. You know what I mean? We were just this right down the street from each other, basically.
Damn.
But like, yeah. So then there was that. Then there was a place called the Alien Outpost. Shout out Malachi.
Yeah, dude. Alien Outpost.
Yeah, you've seen the cases around. Yeah. And like Malachi threw events. He had an actual shop. Like, and that's where all of that. I wouldn't have met Scott if he wasn't at that Alien Outpost event.
Damn.
He did a blunt switch tray. And I was like, oh my God, that's the switch tray from the Basement Dontage video.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, but I know exactly who you are. Right. So like all of that stuff. And then it just compounds and it builds and builds and builds. And then I realized, oh my God, there's not just like fingerboarders here. There's actually like a pretty crazy heavy, like there's some heavy hitters up here.
Dude.
And and then like the more that happens, it just gets better and better and better. And then I was like, you know what? I got to throw an event. The well's been kind of running dry.
Yeah.
Malachi went to maybe LA here. I don't know, or Portland or something. But yeah, he wasn't in Washington anymore. And we were just like, man, why don't we keep this going? And I was like, I just feel like if I don't do it right now, no one will.
Yeah.
And that's not an insult, but I was like, I got to strike right now. And so, I did curbside and tons of people came to it. And then I did cold side because it's in the winter and even more people came to it. Like,
it
was, dude. Yeah. So I'm doing another one and I'm just going to, once again,
keep going.
Just like Sunday Sesh. It's a good time.
Dude.
So you just keep doing it.
You just keep doing it. Have fun with it.
Exactly.
I love that. Let's do this. Let's talk about a couple random questions here, right? As far as you know what? I'm telling you, it was a legit question. What's the story behind the giant Black River stamp? I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, there you go.
It was a real thing.
I'm glad it naturally flowed. Like rather than just on the list. There you go.
There you go.
Boom.
Let's do this, right? I want a couple random questions, but obviously we have some questions from the internet we want to address. A lot of them we kind of covered in the pod, but what is your current setup right now? What brand are you rocking?
Yeah, I have a few. I have a really cool Calply screen print that I got from John, and I don't know if I have it in my pocket. I have that one. I have a snake house that is so good. There are some snake houses I have that are like pretty good, but I swear to God, one in every whatever are just like incredible. And you're like, why does this work so well? And it just does. Sometimes I run my own brand. Sometimes a CreteDoctor deck. It's like you spend this time making the mold and like working on it, right? Like you're making it for you. And so I run my own board sometimes, as many other people do.
Okay. I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do this. Let's talk about questions from the internet.
Sure thing.
All right. Let's go ahead and go with these questions. Now we're looking for like some short answers with these.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. What the fuck is that? All right. God, man, some of these questions. Do you remember the first time you met Chris Daniels? If so, give us the high overview of that first meeting.
Yeah, I met him at one of the Alien Outpost events. Or no, actually, maybe it was like a meetup. Maybe it was at one of my events, but yeah, incredibly nice guy, incredibly knowledgeable, and we hit it off because, of course, he was basically part of the things that I was so stoked on, and we both had the same kind of level of knowledge, and yeah.
Love Chris Daniels.
He's incredible.
What advice would you give to someone who's trying to build their own DIY outdoor fingerboard spot or park?
Yeah. If it's nature, be courteous. Like, don't trash it up. Once again, the riverfront looks beautiful. It's not a national park. It was my property. Don't go to like a national park. And I mean, it's a hot topic, but just try to be courteous. If it's just like a cutty spot or whatever, know that like a hammer might get thrown to it, but like the building part is fun.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, try to build one in a place where you can be left alone.
Yeah.
Fingerboarding's dope, but like I just hate explaining it to people over and over again who don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? And you're like, it's like model trains, but you get to interact with your set, Carol.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And you're just like, fuck.
Go back to that dollhouse conversation. What are you cutting this wood for? We're building a shed.
Yeah, making a random cutting spot away from everything else. Let yourself find some peace when you're there.
I love that. I love that. Why is Ben your favorite team rider?
Ben.
Yeah.
Ben.
There you go.
Did Ben say that or did Simon say it? Regardless.
Yeah.
Ben, dual durometer. He is hilarious. He's so funny. He's a Canadian. He lives in Vancouver.
Okay.
I think like that like dome area. Like the Science World. I think he lives like there, around there. I think he lives in there. He probably lives in the dome at Science World in Vancouver.
Okay.
I think he is. But that's probably why. He's a good chap.
He's a good fucking dude.
And he's legit. Once again, he's cool, he's legit, and he's a good dude.
I'm feeling it. When will the CreteDoctor beanies be available for purchase?
Hi, Jess.
Yeah, right. You know what? That might. Holy shit. That might. I don't want to.
I already know. Because last year at Fingerboard Con, I had a CreteDoctor beanie, and Jess has been like on it every time. There's a local who's nearby. His name's Kevin, and his wife Moogs, Astral Moogs on Instagram. She knitted a bunch of crocheted a bunch.
Okay.
The patterns are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So
is that the one you're wearing in the picture you sent me?
So it's like no, that one was made differently, but they're like the same vibe where it's like kind of like Northwest granola, as Jason Bart says, like the granola crunch vibe.
Yeah.
But yeah, the patches finally came in the mail, and I got to put them on. So yes, Jess, I'll get him.
They're on the way.
I'm so sorry. Yeah,
on the way. Music recommendations when you're building.
Okay, so first off, I listen to like audiobooks or podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
I love radio shows. I love stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm kind of a wook when it comes to Billy Strings. I love Jamgrass. So I think that his stuff on Spotify is like a ship in a bottle. His live stuff is like a raft out at sea. He'll blend like a bluegrass song with like a Jimi Hendrix song and then like Black Sabbath, but then go back to dude, he does some crazy stuff with the pedal. He'll switch from acoustic to electric and then back to acoustic and then loop it. It's fucking crazy. And like all you're doing is just like head bobbing while doing it. But if you're doing that in your flow state, it's a perfect compliment. Shout out Billy Strings.
Damn. There you go, man.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the real question though. Are you going to listen to this pod while you're working? You can listen back to your own pod?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Thing?
I think I listened to like maybe a minute or two of my like the mini pod, and I was I just like, it's not that I'm like nervous about it. I'm just like, I'd rather listen to other people. And
it was good. It was good, man. But I think it was because it's 2 a.m. We're out of it. Granted,
well,
now I think it's 2 a.m.
I feel like now it's probably 2.
Oh yeah, dude, 3.
Woohoo!
It's 3, bro. What are we doing, man?
We're having fun. Hey, you know what?
Fun, man.
Yeah, at least you don't have to fly out. We don't have to fly out tomorrow. You know,
yeah, we
stuff like that.
Just got a fucking 10 minutes.
There you go.
I'll be asleep, bro, after this pod. Within 10 minutes, just so you know, when you drive away from here, within 10 minutes, I am in Mimi's land. Just so we're on the same page.
Good.
Just so we're on the same page.
Good.
I believe we already touched on this, but just in case you want to expand on anything else, someone says, what is your biggest pet peeve or frustration when it comes to others making concrete? Or no, to making concrete in general, I guess.
Biggest pet peeve? Like with
I think not with yours, just in general. Because I know we talked about the 3D lines. Is that still your final answer? Or
I'd probably say...
You want to expand on that?
I'd probably say like 3D lines or... people saying, it's all rough. And then they're like, yeah, we'll sand it.
Shit.
It's like, no, you need... No, yeah. You're sanding rock. You know, it's liquid. It's rock. Like it's not a piece of wood that'll sand away. You need to get the smoothness from your knife. You know, that's where you get it. Letting the big particles settle, bringing the cream to the top, and then letting it evaporate and smooth out, and using the knife to smooth it out. not from just like letting it go and then just like, hey, here's this like boulder that I'm going to try to like make polish smooth. It just doesn't work.
I love it.
Yep.
Someone says, and maybe this is the one on your property, but someone said, where's the Oregon DIY located, and what's the story behind it? Is that are they asking about the one on your property?
Yeah, and it's just right down the road there, and it's just a property we've always had, and we love to go up to the mountain there. It's always a good time, and it's like I said, it's been in our family for a long time, so it's a real good time.
There you go.
And respectfully, the reason why I'm not so like, here's the pin is because it's our property.
No, 100%.
It's our hidden little hideaway. And I hold it dear. It's our own little slice of heaven.
I love it. Love it. What's the story behind Joe becoming your first official team rider for CreteDoctor?
Gnarl Joe. What up,
dude.
man? Yeah, it's funny. I met Joe at that first event at Cheese, and I was like, dude, this dude's legit. And he was like doing crazy tricks. But more than anything, he was so down. He was so and he was so present as a friend and like someone who always just like had ideas. And I was like, dude, you know what? Like, I feel like if I could ask anyone to ride for me or just to be part of like this more of like a crew,
right?
I feel like he would be the one that I would feel the most comfortable with asking right now.
Hell yeah.
And he was all for it. And I was legitimately like, he might say no. Like, I don't know. Dude. I might not be sick enough, but
I don't know if he goes live as much as he used to, but I remember I was sitting his lives on TikTok when I was making videos, and he's a beast.
Yeah.
He's a beast. We hung out in at the skate station opening weekend. We're at the hotel, and we were able to sesh at the parks. They have the Black River parks in that hotel. Yeah. And we were able to sesh there for a little bit. He's just such a good dude. He's a
good person. I always talk with him on the phone. Talk with a lot of my friends on the phone. We discuss the things we love.
You don't ever call me.
I'll call you now.
Okay.
I'll shoot you a call. I'll shoot you a dial.
Shoot me a call. Because you know what's crazy is I try and instill that in my kids, because my wife is very much like, I'll just send a text. And I'm very much like, no, I'm gonna call the fucking, you know what I mean? I'll just call people. And it's the funniest thing, because sometimes my mom will text me, and then I'll just call her, and she's like, oh, you could just text back. Yeah. Like, Mom, like, the fuck, you want to talk to me? Like, so you can call me.
We're a very extroverted family.
Yeah.
Like,
just give me a call.
Even like, just
give me a call.
All right. Okay. I'll shoot you down.
All right. There you go. What's next for CreteDoctor? What's next? Are we getting any more collabs? I know we did a bunch with Dude Guy.
The wheels back in the day.
Dude.
Dude, Clark and Jordan, what sweethearts.
Oh, dude.
What incredible people.
Don't get me started on Clark, bro. Easily top 3 in no specific order podcasts I've done has to be, Dude Guy has to be up there. That was so fun.
Clark is incredible.
Clark is incredible. That podcast was even later than this. I don't think we started filming that till like 3. Sick. And finished around 5 or something.
Way to go.
Like that.
Okay, I'm glad that I'm not in uncharted territory.
No, this is the way it goes.
Woohoo, right.
But yeah, we've done the Dude Guy wheels. Yep. We've also seen a bunch of the John Cowart graphics.
Yeah.
What else we got cooking up?
Let me think.
Maybe some pro obstacles for some riders.
Yes. Oh yeah. Yes.
Come on, man.
A big name is going to get a pro obstacle soon. We've been working on it for a while.
Really?
It's much deserved. I have said, yeah. And there are more big names getting big. Like there's things in the works. Once again, I am still playing the mental game of I need it to work, function. I need it to be unique enough to the brand such that it stands out.
I love that.
That's all I'll say.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
So we typically end the podcast with a pretty controversial question.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna let it rip.
Okay.
What's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
Oh boy. Okay. Here we go. The Black Dog.
No way.
Not to be confused with Black Dog by Led Zeppelin, but the Black Dog. Because no one officially knows what it's about. And even Taylor Swift in interviews has been like, yeah, no one's ever like really got it on the nose of what it's about.
Give us the lore.
It's she wrote it. It's a pretty unknown kind of song.
Okay.
And literally, like, listen to it. Like, you be like, okay, maybe that's it. And like, but like literally no one.
The Black Dog. Is this on Torture Poets?
I believe so.
One of, because I know she just did Showgirl, so it's not on Showgirl.
Oh yeah, well when she did the press tour for Showgirl, that was when she was like, yeah, no one's really got it.
Oh my god, wait a minute.
Either that, Sorry.
I'm trying to go through my index of like Taylor Swift songs, and I'm pretty sure.
Sorry, fingerboarders.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, no, we'll get back to it in a minute, but I'm pretty sure it's like a bar, right?
I mean, let's see. Like, you should DM Taylor Swift and ask, see if you get it.
Oh man,
either that or All Too Well 10-minute version. Come on, classic.
Oh my god, dude, for sure,
Rachel,
dude.
My wife is a Swiftie.
Oh my god, dude. When honestly, the one time I told my son, he's 10, I was like, you can for sure cuss. Is when he was singing the 10-minute version.
There you go.
Fuck
yeah,
the patriarchy.
Power in that fucking 10-minute version.
And while we're at it, dude, fuck John Mayer. Anyways, shout out John Mayer's songs. But hey, if Taylor says fuck John Mayer, I'm with it.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, listen. Where can people find you online?
CreteDoctor. Just CreteDoctor. CreteDoctor. CreteDoctor.com is my website. Made it simple, right?
There you go. I love it. You ready for this last question from the internet?
Sure thing.
Do you need any formal background, training, or a degree to consider yourself a doctor as it pertains to concrete?
No. So training, you just need to kind of know what you're doing. I tell people all the time, I say, go on YouTube and just look up skate park construction videos. Look up how sidewalks are poured. Look up how and you will see the process. That same process is exactly what I'm doing.
Love it.
Simple as that. Anyone can do it, and anyone should do it. And DM me and I'll tell you that the mix is not the key. It's the work you put into it. But
there you go.
Blue Cementol is the perfect bag to start with. And you will learn so much from just doing it and what you got wrong.
That makes you feel good, because a couple times that I've done Crete videos where I'm like making a ledge out of a dollar store fucking, butter thing. It's always the blue bag Cementol. It's just easy.
Yeah. It is high PSI, fine grain, sets quick. It's everything you need for a build.
I like that after it sets for a little bit, it gets really hot.
Yeah. Exothermic reaction, that crystallization process.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
And the reason is because it happens so quick. Concrete doesn't get too warm because it takes so long for it. But that quick mix, it's so rapid. Chemistry, exothermic.
Dude, there you go. Listen, you said you have a degree in math?
Mm-hmm.
6 times 4.
24.
God damn, you're good. I would have been here all night. Listen, thank you so much for doing this, dude. This is super fun. Fuck this. I almost don't want it to end. I feel like we should just erase it and start over. This is great. But no, listen, if you can leave the internet with one thing, more specifically fingerboarders listening to this, what would you leave them with? What would you leave them with?
Don't let anything discourage you. I grew up in an age where there was no information available and there was no, barely any info was available, barely any support was available, but my love for it kept me going. Do the things that you love and stay true to it. I mean, and everything else will take care of it. You know what I mean? For real. I legitimately, and for all the people who are weird on finger, what the fuck are you doing?
Hey, man.
It's a tiny skateboard. I'm like, you know what? There's $1 billion industry where people hit a ball with a stick and shoot a hoop. And that's, that's accepted. But a piece of wood with wheels and suddenly it's weird. Don't let all that shit get you down. Have fun.
Yeah, man.
Do the stuff that makes you forget about your troubles, given that you're not hurting anyone else. And everything else in life will take care of itself.
Dance like no one is watching. God damn. There you go. Thanks so much for watching the Bigspin Podcast. It's been another super rad episode. Thank you so much to the CreteDoctor for fucking sitting on the blue casting couch. Nash will be here soon. Yeah. But we didn't have enough pause moments in the episode. We got to say one edgy, you know what I mean? Casting cat, whatever. Like, comment, subscribe. Bigspin Podcast. Thanks so much. See you in the next video.